Hi there, Karen. Good morning. And Adrian, good morning. Hi there, Lizzie. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a couple years, I think. At least it seems like it. 4 days seems like a couple years.
That's funny. Good morning, Jerry. How are you doing, buddy? Show before the show, of course. Let's get in here. We've got that. Does your granddaughter know what? Is she old enough to know what fireworks are yet?
She loved them. I'm not sure exactly what she knew about them, but we had over the weekend we had fireworks at our house, and then last night we went to go see them over a lake in Lake St. Louis, which is a suburb of St. Louis, and she loved it. Wasn't afraid of it at all. With a name like Liberty, you have to like the Independence Day. It's just would be terrible if she didn't. She's not even 10 months old yet, so I'm not sure what she understood, but she had a great time.
Is she walking yet?
Close. She crawls and can get up on everything, but can't totally walk on her own, but very, very close. I love how Kathy said, morning team alive and well from Loto, which is Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh,
but I
Kathy's on
just,
there? I'm still finishing up show prep. I didn't even see that.
I love that.
Stick around for their segment at 8:35, 8:40-ish.
Did you see the picture of them?
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking
about. Oh my gosh,
about.
they're just so gorgeous.
Yeah,
they're so nice, and they're just beautiful people. Gosh, Kathy is gorgeous.
It doesn't hurt to go to New Age.
Gosh, yeah, I'm thinking that too. I need to make an appointment. They're just beautiful people, inside and out.
Good morning to you, Trish. Yes, that's multitasking. We're going to turn on and let you watch me write. Jerry, good morning to you. Joe, Kathy Helbig-Strick, Bendy, of course. Thanks for jumping in, guys. That's awesome. I've just not become a I don't know what it is. Hey, Robbie, good morning, man. Hope you're doing well, bud. Haven't talked to you in a while. I'm not a bah humbug guy. I've just never gotten in to fireworks.
That is sad.
I know.
That is so sad.
I mean, it's fine, I guess. I was just like, I'm not turned on, excited
about it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that aren't. Some people really don't like them too, because if they've been in the military and they've done combat,
I'm not a loud guy.
Booms. Yeah.
I don't like the loud booms.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Maybe if I'm sitting right next to it or something and I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. But we have a dog. For the first time ever, we have a dog that totally freaks out. So our hairdresser guy for our dog gave us some hemp.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say it's a Weed Wednesday.
So I'm asking some questions. I've got some questions.
Get your green light. Take care of your doggies as well. Hi, Michelle, Kimberly. Good morning to you guys. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not a bah humbug, so to speak, with 4th of July with fireworks. I'm just not. I'm just not into it. Not into it at all.
My house looks like it throws up Americana.
It seems like, kids, it seems like most kids love fireworks, and I get it.
I think so too.
I've just never understood it.
Yeah, Karen says she's with you, that she didn't watch any fireworks.
Well, I watched them. You watched the Lake St. Louis ones in the St. Louis area. I watched
Yes.
Chesterfield ones. I just have not been able to get into them.
Yeah, I'd say a couple of my kids are kind of that same way. David just does it to appease me, but I'm like so into it.
They're beautiful, but really not into it. Yeah, I see what Kimberly says. Joanna says, my dogs bark at the fireworks like they want to attack them. My German Shepherd did that when I had that. Karen, I'm with you. Vic, on that. Michelle, good morning to you. I mean, fireworks, they can't get better.
Right.
You know?
They are what they are. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that I'm a victim, and the fireworks are a victim of, you see the same things every year. I mean, if we see fireworks that start like shooting across the sky and.
Right. You've seen one firework, I guess. You've seen them all.
Maybe murals, and
it's almost like you wait for it to go off in the woods and stuff.
Maybe that's what the drones are gonna. The drones will be there. I don't know.
The best year I saw fireworks was in St. Charles City, Joe, and it was years ago. So this had to be about 28, 29 years ago. It was the most spectacular thing I had ever seen in my life. And then it stopped. And it turns out, and this was before cell phones or texting or any of that, turns out every firework went off on the barge. And this was probably in like, I don't know, 92, 93, somewhere like that. And then that was it. Right? It was like 2 minutes of absolute splendor. Best thing I ever saw in my life. And
was
nothing.
That St. Charles or downtown? Because that happened downtown. St. Charles City. I think that happened downtown as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then anything you see after that is anticlimactic.
Right.
Anything.
I can't wait till we adapt those drone displays.
Yeah.
Karen, good morning to you. So, you know what, though? I do remember the best fireworks I ever saw. I was on a boat in the middle of Lake of the Ozarks on the channel. Like 3 years ago. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Seeing fireworks.
Because I was so close. I mean, I could smell them.
You could smell them. You were so close.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool. Very cool. Yeah. Over a lake or any body of water has got to be the best because you can see the reflection and all that.
You know, I watched the Chesterfield fireworks last night from Winties. That worked out for me. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Bindi says surely her neighbor will take down the rainbow flag today now. That's funny, Bindi.
Yeah. Okay. All kinds of things going on. We'll get into all of that. This is the show before the show, guys. Welcome on in. It is a Wednesday. Feels like a Monday.
It does feel like a Monday for sure.
That's what I was thinking when I was walking through the door today.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, you've shared before, like you used to be a very, very, very large man and you lost a ton of weight. When you got that weight, were you just eating a lot or was it the kind of food that you were eating?
It was.
There's a reason I'm asking.
Well, it was definitely portion control, a lot of discipline issues. Yeah.
What do you think when you see like the Joey Chestnuts of the world and the eating contest?
Oh, right.
I think if it's done right, it can be done healthy. But if it, they're destroying their insides. But whatever,
I watched Joey Chestnut win again yesterday. The Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yes. I didn't watch it, but my kids did.
Hi, Paula. Good morning. Hey, Joe, Michelle.
I said it was Angie. Disgusting.
To each their own.
Yeah, how could you eat that many? And then they apparently make the bread soggy.
Well, yeah, that's how you chase it.
Yeah, I had no idea until yesterday.
Chase the dogs.
That makes sense. I had a Nathan's hot dog there in Coney Island. I just had to have it when we went to New York, and it actually was good. It was. But I don't think I would eat 47 of them to win a prize. I don't think so.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Let's go. Joe, we'll go ahead. We go ahead and start the show then. We're kind of easing into this Wednesday. If it feels like a Wednesday for anybody else, let me know, because it certainly does not feel like a Wednesday to me. Or Lizzie.
Me either. Feels like a Monday.
I heard Sound of Freedom did well. They had 10 million pre-sale tickets, which is great.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. It was fantastic. Well, in a sad way.
Ben says we need to cancel this wing contest. We need cancel this.
Oh, we need to have a cancel this wing contest. Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is
great.
I'd hate to have to judge what is actually a finished wing. Is it all bone?
Yeah, that you just have bone. Yeah.
All right, Joe, we'll go ahead. We'll get started, buddy.
That would be great.
Hold on a second. Something just happened that would never usually.
Wait a minute. What just happened? Wait a minute. Is
Hold
this
on, no.
Let's start. We'll go ahead and start.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I'm excited.
No. Hey guys, welcome to cancelthisshow.com. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central Time. We are cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust, Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks running the chat line, and Pro Joe making sure everything on the engineering side of the board is going on. We are here coming up 8:35, 8:40-ish. We've got Kathy Helbig-Strick, Steve Strick. They'll join us live from Lake of the Ozarks. It's a Weed Wednesday. Our friends from Greenlight Dispensary, they will be joining us as well. Josh King coming up at 9:30. We've already got questions. Lizzie needs to find out if she can use the marijuana to help her dogs when it comes to the fireworks.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We'll go there.
Why do you need marijuana when you got cocaine at the White House?
Isn't that
exactly?
Nice? I mean, what?
Exactly.
Marijuana.
Yeah. That's lame stuff. I don't even know why I asked.
I would like to take that tour all of a sudden.
I would too. I all of a sudden want to take it too.
The Hunter Biden tour at the White House.
I'm excited.
We heard
it's a free 8-ball with every family. Freaking joke.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Representative James Comer, he heads the Oversight Committee. He says the deep state is real. Former Army colonel saying he doesn't think we're going to get to a 2024 election. A woman absolutely loses it on a plane. The largest teachers union in America wants a certain book for kids to learn. Joey Chestnut, we just talked about that. Won yet another eating competition. We take your information, you jump in, you let us know what we want to talk about. If you have stories, you can let us know as well. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. We'll get back to it in a second. We just wanted to welcome everybody in. That's what's coming up on the show. Eric's here, Lizzie, myself, Joe. But first, here's a look at our partners, our sponsors. Check them out. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Stay with us here. We're getting ready for a great Wednesday show.
House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last. Like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during our solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local high school athletes, college athletes, weekend warriors, injured workers, and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com. That's DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
Jonathan, what does make Rockwood so special?
Rockwood, we carbonize it higher than anybody else does. So we're cooking out everything that produces ash, smoke, anything like that. It gives you a lot more control over the temperature, a lot more control over the fire, and it's 100% Missouri product.
All right, where can people get it?
It's at 100-plus locations around St. Louis, any Deerberg, Straub's, meat markets, wine and cheese stores, hardware stores, you name it, we're around St. Louis. Just check the website.
And good charcoal should be able to break apart in your hands like
absolutely,
Rockwood does,
yeah.
right?
If you can't break it apart by hand, it's not charcoal yet. It's still wood. They didn't do the job, so make sure it can break apart by hand.
All right, get your Rockwood charcoal.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh, yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-805-4800.
Hey guys, welcome back to CancelTheShow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks, and Projo. Appreciate you guys jumping back in with us. Happy 4th of July, the day after. Tabitha is wearing her stars. I guess she's wearing her stars.
Flag.
You're wearing your stars today.
I love her stars.
Hope everybody had a good time. Did you do anything last night, Eric, Tabitha?
I went down to St. Charles and watched them blow up stuff. That was kind of cool.
Scale of 1 to 10?
Well, you know where the VP Fair is headed to. That's for sure.
But
true. 38 Special was out in O'Fallon.
Yeah,
They were. Yes, they were.
Cool.
I hate that I missed that.
What'd you do last night?
Why did you have to miss it?
Were you making bombs?
I was out of town all weekend, but I ran into Lizzie.
Yes.
To watch fireworks in Lake St. Louis.
True.
Oh,
and Lake St. Louis was having a deal.
Yeah, like
a dealio.
Yeah, right over the lake.
You just randomly ran
Well,
in,
not
or you
randomly. Her and I ran together to watch the fireworks.
You know what everybody bitches about, and I'm the exact opposite, and I really want to see it. Everyone bitches about, well, we can't have fireworks, so let's have a drone show. I really want to see a damn drone show.
I'd like to see a drone show.
Eric,
I would too.
I don't.
Really?
I would go. I'll shoot those things out of the sky.
I mean, I'd like to see things blow up as well, but I really want to see
You
one
try
of
to
those.
shoot my drone show out of the sky, I'm shooting a bottle rocket right at your ass.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Don't want a drone show. You know what? That's like the politically correct way to do fireworks.
No,
Why?
it's
That's
not.
Stop with the drone
That's the
shows.
new weaponry.
Then
That's how the Ukrainians are beating
We
the
need
Russians right now.
fire and explosions. That's how this country was won.
Yeah,
Fire
okay. Now you're
and
taking it to
explosions,
different places.
not drones in the shape of
A
a
little
flag,
salt
like a big
pizza,
sissy.
and you must get
Fireworks
have
need
both?
to evolve. They're not evolving. That's the problem.
Fireworks do not need to evolve. They always need to be
Get a little
fiery.
boring. I'm
and
with Vic. They're a little
explosive.
boring.
Maybe we need to add some dynamite to the mix.
How about a few planes flying through them?
That would be good. Planes flying through,
Yeah.
drones flying through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric
And
asked,
PLR. What? I cannot speak this morning and I'm not even drunk.
CLR. We clean showers. It's good. It was,
Projo, Eric asked, and he receives for his drone video. This is an example: 1,500 drones creating a Chinese dragon. Check it out, Eric.
Okay,
This,
here we go. Get
now,
some.
I think this is badass.
Get some. Yeah, why? Who wouldn't want to see that over St. Charles?
I would
Come
love
on,
it.
man.
I would love it.
With USA flags.
Come on.
Yes.
USA flags, some Chiefs
with George
logos.
George Washington like body slamming somebody.
To Tashara Jones's face flying around. That'd be fun.
Oh my gosh, I would give nightmares to people.
I don't know.
Tabitha, come on. You know the drones would be cool in the sky.
You know what? They can
with
have
USA.
That's cool.
And I'm proud to be with
Absolutely
flags.
not. And why would we want to see a Chinese dragon anyway?
Nobody
Well, that's
said.
in China.
the enemy?
That's in China.
Tabitha, that's just an example.
What we need-
You're being ornery on purpose.
I'm not being ornery on
It's not
purpose.
Monday. It's Wednesday.
We can have drone day on another day. It doesn't have anything to do with 4th of July. 4th of July needs to be fireworks, explosions, big booms, and all the fun stuff.
Well, that's St. Louis on a Saturday night.
We can't
Every weekend.
because you know what's going to
Every
happen.
weekend.
This just like everything else, they're going to say from now on, they're going to be, oh, we got to have a drone show, not real fireworks. Well, eventually, let's think 20 years down the road,
Yeah, that just shows
kids
how
aren't
old
going to
we
be
are.
able to
That just
set off
shows how old we are.
fireworks.
There are some
Right.
kids that would love to go see a drone show.
Yeah, but
Oh, for sure.
4th of July is about sitting in your backyard, setting off fireworks. At
Yeah.
some point, you're
No,
not
it's
going
not.
to be able to do that.
It is. She's right.
Yes, it is.
Hot
It's not
dogs.
all
Yeah.
about setting off
Hot-
fireworks.
Yes,
That's a
it
big
is.
I
thing.
love this
That's a
country
big
as much
thing.
as anybody else, and I've never gotten into
she's
fireworks.
She's right.
and that doesn't
You
That's
mean
because
never
you're
bought
un-American.
fireworks?
I was never into it. I never asked for fireworks.
Well, you
in
were
my life.
you were the one
Oh.
person then, because
Yeah.
everybody else was putting those little, what were those little black snakes that would go around the
Yes.
sidewalk? Every
I got
kid had
stains
those.
all
Everyone
over
had
my
this little.
driveway.
Everyone had the
I did those.
sprinkler. Everybody had the. We
Yeah.
were all shooting Roman candles at each other. Remember that? That
Yeah.
was
Oh, yeah.
cool.
That
What
was
about a
fun.
mixture of both?
I would like
drones
them
and
both.
fireworks?
Yeah,
What if
I
I
agree.
could go?
What if
Yes.
we aimed at the drones and we knocked them out of the
Perfect.
sky?
That'd be
Perfect.
fun.
The show didn't end until they were all
Yeah.
gone.
No,
Yeah.
some real cannons would be cool. Now I could get into some.
A howitzer?
I've just looked.
We'll get you a cannon.
The fireworks
and that's
just the only thing I
fine.
say is the fireworks look the same every year. I guess when you get experience and you've seen them all, like I said, earlier before you guys came in,
He's right. I'm bored with it.
the best
bored
fireworks I
with
ever
it.
saw is I was sitting right underneath them in the channel at the Lake of the Ozarks, and like pieces would like fall on you. You could smell it.
That's what makes it fun.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
probably the best, but
You're both right. You're both right. They're boring, but Tabitha's right.
give me some
You
freaking
gotta have it.
Tabitha's
Yeah.
right.
something.
It's something that it connects us. It's like a grounding experience to
Yes.
the United States.
That's
Right,
exactly right.
Even though all the fireworks come from China, just so you know.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's also true.
Oh, Tabitha doesn't want to talk about that.
That's a good point.
That is
Oh, yeah.
also true. And
We're
they're
celebrating China. China's like, yeah.
Yeah, go China.
and they're outrageously expensive.
They are. We didn't get that many this year, and it was a lot of money. It like doubled in cost for less stuff, even in fireworks. China's
didn't-
screwing us.
Yeah, I didn't buy any this year either, and I normally do, but I wasn't sure where I was going to be on 4th of July,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I don't know if I should buy any
It's a waste of money.
or not. I
It's
don't
a
think,
waste.
You're just
I don't
blowing
think
your
it's
money.
a waste of money.
It's a waste of money.
I absolutely love setting off fireworks. I
I do
love
too,
it.
but it's still a waste of money. $1,000,
Yeah, I know.
$1,000 for 15 minutes of fun.
You're literally watching your money go up in flames.
Literally.
Yeah, it's for
That's
sure.
true.
I could
Oh,
see
see,
it.
I say that, and I like, brr.
No, I
Joe said, and Joe says
it's
that-
about preserving the tradition. All of our traditions are going away because we think, oh, technology is so neat. That's so cool, blah, blah, blah.
It is cool.
And now you have kids that don't know how to write cursive. I mean,
Oh my God, you take things like a marathon away.
but it's true. Our
Tabitha.
country is continuing to change. And at
Yeah.
first, things seem like such a good idea. Then somewhere down the road, all of a sudden we have 4th of July celebrations. Everybody's sitting around watching a bunch of drones and they say, oh, you
Come
can't
on,
have
come on,
fireworks
come on.
at your house anymore.
We're not
That's
getting
how
away.
they
We're not getting
slowly
away.
Take
We're
things
never
away.
getting away from
Do
fireworks.
you know
They
there are
too
some states
popular.
that they don't allow fireworks at all
Well,
already?
not states. There's a few cities that this year
The state
said
of Illinois doesn't allow fireworks.
there are fireworks
in
at your
coming
any
home.
up.
city at all?
Tabitha,
I don't think so.
Tabitha,
Huh.
there are fireworks in Illinois.
Not many.
People are okay. Well, we can't say the whole state.
Well, people
There are
do it
some
against
cities.
the law, but it is a
Yeah,
law.
but
You
that's the
can't
same.
have.
Yeah,
don't
but
even
that's the
sell
same
fireworks in
That's
Illinois.
the same in St. Louis County. It's against the law.
You know the
so-
thing about it.
But look, if there's firework tents all across the state of Missouri,
It's
none
fun.
in Illinois.
It's fun.
Zero.
It's a profit center. It's a business. It's
Yeah.
a. It's a
That's why
it's
it's not going to go anywhere.
It's not gonna.
Tabitha.
It's like
because
saying
the Chinese and the Bidens are
Yeah.
associated with each other.
One state at a time.
and
they'll take
China
it
is
away.
all about fireworks,
No.
and you support China.
I want to remind you guys right now that what do you guys tell me all the time? Oh, Tabitha was said this 2 years ago, and I thought she was crazy.
Well, we do.
About
But now
fireworks?
she's right. No, about every topic under the sun.
Hold on.
And I am telling you, state by state, they're going to take away your right to set off fireworks. They're already doing it.
There were 80 fires in St. Louis apparently over the weekend because of fireworks.
Yes.
People have to do it responsibly.
That's not a great thing.
You have
Tab.
to be responsible. No question about it.
Okay, well, I'm saying there's 80 fires. I mean, the one of the fire departments, it was just a Twitter of a fire going on. It was like
Tabitha.
And I'm fine if it's too dry out and it's drought conditions and they have to cancel them. You have to do what you have to do.
Like what? Let's not be haters, and we can move on to Hunter Biden. But let's not be haters of drone. Because I think it's cool. You look at all the cool
Then
stuff.
Have a drone day.
You look at this stuff like I always
drones and fireworks are not the same thing.
You look at all the cool stuff on TikTok. Like you look at Dubai.
And they come from China
You look
too.
at Dubai where they have 1,000 drones flying over the city, and you're like, you don't see that stuff in St. Peters, Missouri. It's cool. You got to kind of broaden your thought and what we might be able to do, and how cool this new technology and how cool this new entertainment stuff is. We got to start bringing it here.
Well, you're right. Jerry Singleton says, there's 2,500. Oh, he's got a fireworks stand. But I'm not talking about sparklers. I mean, anybody.
What's wrong with
sparklers?
What's wrong with sparklers?
They're not sparklers.
No, he says they don't sell
That's
mortars.
the greatest thing I ever had when I was 6 years old.
Mortars are the good stuff.
Oh no, there's other.
Yeah, let's go
good
blow
stuff
our hands
besides-
off. How many kids are
Oh,
losing
my
a
God.
pinky since you were?
Oh, look at that. You can buy fireworks in Idaho all year. I think I'm moving to Idaho.
Yippee-ki-yay. Oh, you're going to buy another.
Idaho.
Idaho.
Idaho. Mm-hmm.
Idaho has everything good. Potatoes, fireworks.
Yeah, Chinese make potatoes now too.
I don't even know where that was.
They own your potatoes,
Yes,
Tabitha.
they do.
This is cancelthisshow.com. We hope everybody had a great 4th. It is Wednesday, not Monday. Trying to have a good time the day after. By the way, we have it on our graphic today. Gee, my, oh my. There's crack. Well, I shouldn't. Crack sounds funnier. Cocaine found in the White House.
Unbelievable.
At first, it was a white powder. We don't know what it is. The FBI says, we have no idea what this powder. Oh, it's cocaine. We have no idea. The legitimate response from the FBI, guys, we don't know how this got here. Who's been living at the White House the past couple weekends? Yeah, Hunter Biden. This isn't.
Because you can't walk that stuff through the gate if you're a tourist, right?
You can't make this crap
Well, it was
up.
in the West Wing, and tourists
And it's in the
allowed
West
in the
Wing.
West Wing.
Heather says they're already trying to spin now. Well, it's a white powdery substance.
Right.
No, it was what it was.
It's been tested because they called in the bomb squad and all these other folks because they thought it might be ricin or something else. And it turns out it tested positive for cocaine.
Oh,
but
yeah.
just because it's in the West Wing doesn't mean it was Hunter's cocaine, but it is somebody
We can't
in the
prove
West
it,
Wing.
but Tabitha, whose cocaine is
Oh,
it?
and who else would have the nerve to bring something like that? But my only issue with this is I guess I have a hard time believing that Joe Biden is even in the White House. So I kept thinking, has Hunter ever
That's why his
even
coke's all over the
been
place.
there? Has he even been there?
It's weekend at Hunter's all of a
It's
sudden.
just another embarrassing thing.
He's got a
It is
new place.
embarrassing. It is embarrassing. And what they don't tell you too is they closed the whole White House down.
Yeah.
And there was fire trucks and hazmat and all of that. And you can't hear much about that, but that did occur.
To me, it's like this. For whatever you hate Trump for, his mouth,
right?
His just how ridiculous he is on Twitter and this, that, and the other. Hunter Biden offsets that big time by being the most ridiculously corrupt, crappy son that Joe Biden won't go, get out of here and leave us alone. We have an election to try to win. Even if Joe Biden is completely innocent of everything, man, I'll tell you what, to me, the fact that the Bidens will not acknowledge a 7th grandson or granddaughter is killing me.
Yeah.
Me too.
Literally,
Me
not
too.
on a political
Me too.
level.
We have focused
not
on
on a political level. It's the fact that this little girl is looking at the press going, I have 6 amazing grandkids. How do you think that makes her feel or will make her feel?
Well, it shows you who Joe
Or when
Biden
she's in high school or junior high and go, your granddad doesn't even know who you are. Ha ha.
Well, there's not a Democrat alive or a supporter of Joe Biden who can look at you or write 100% in all honesty that, this is a good thing. Yeah, Joe Biden, no, he's not a good person. His handlers are not good people. His team is not a good team when they tell him. And he shouldn't be told, as stupid as he is, as lost as the man is, as much as he shouldn't be in the office, my God, Eric, we talked about it and we'll continue talking.
Dude, if he had any,
there's coke in the house and he does not.
I've been around enough cocaine around in studios to not give a damn about that. But it is the White House. It is the White House.
My son
That's
Hunter's
one thing.
A good boy.
Get Hunter out.
He needs to get
He's a joke.
out.
He's a joke to the family. I don't care about him.
It shows Joe's decision making.
But here's where it is. This is a granddad. Hunter, I don't care that you don't want to recognize this as your kid. DNA has shown this is my granddaughter. She's coming here. If he was to do that, I would have like a newfound respect for Biden. But he's telling his staffers, apparently behind closed doors, we're not going to acknowledge this kid. Right. If it comes up, I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. This is the soccer moms in Ladue topic that could offset the Trump thing.
Right. Oh, come on now.
Imagine, hold on, Tabitha.
No, nobody's voting for Joe Biden anyway.
No, they are.
No, they're not.
No, they are.
It makes no difference.
No, because the dynamic of I don't want to vote for Trump is still out there.
They're going to cheat. It doesn't matter how many soccer moms do or don't vote for Joe Biden. They're going to cheat. On. Did you see the rally yesterday that took place? There was like, 50 people there for Joe Biden.
What rally?
There was a rally. Where was that at? Was it in
the one that he did in the studio at the White House? For the teachers, did you see?
No, this was yesterday. I don't. He and Trump were both in the same place. It was at Harrisonburg. I can't remember.
I didn't see anything.
I saved. It was. I believe it was in Pennsylvania. Yeah. But okay. So Joe Biden went into this big room. It looked like a gymnasium. There were probably about 50 people there, and then Trump went to a arena. It was jam packed, and the crowds outside. There were probably 500,000 people. Standing around outside.
Wow. Even just outside.
And so, you know what, Eric? It doesn't matter how many people
he didn't do anything on
support Trump. No one is going to vote for Biden. And you know what? And it doesn't matter anyway because he's still going to get 80 million votes.
80 million votes. No, here's the deal, guys. I believe in that thing that you saw Trump with the grab them in the crotch thing. That has haunted him more than anything else. It really has. The indictments hasn't haunted him yet. As a matter of fact, it's helped him.
He is way ahead in the polls. Nothing's hurting him.
Impeachments have never hurt him, in my opinion. I've never seen him get hurt by that. What has hurt him is the damn tweeting from the toilet and the grab him in the crotch thing, and the grab him in the crotch thing. This is that to Biden.
No, it's not. Because
yes, it is.
None of it matters, Eric.
Because what you got to think of the political ad.
None of it matters. Your vote doesn't count. I'm not saying you shouldn't vote. You should get out and vote. Your vote doesn't count because you know what? They're going to steal the election just like they did the last time.
Well, we're talking about the Hunter Biden situation.
Dude, I want to hold on, Drew.
Yeah,
I need you right now to pipe in right here and defend this 80-year-old mess that's in the White House that is not acknowledging a grandchild, regardless if he's the president or not. You have a cocaine addicted son who had relations with a hooker or whatever she was, had a kid, and this is your DNA walking around the planet and you're not acknowledging him. So Drew, if you want me to listen to you ever again on anything, I've acknowledged you. I've acknowledged you. And I've said said some good stuff. Acknowledge right now that Biden is a piece of garbage for not acknowledging
right, and he won't say why he likes him. And he's on here now saying, I'm telling you guys that Joe Biden will be reelected.
No,
he was selected,
you mean
not elected. Selected. Selected.
I just need him to do that. I need him to save face because I tell you what my feelings are on political people that I like. So Drew, you need to come clean and go, yeah, if that was my granddad, I'd be really pissed.
But before we move on to something else, I have to throw this out there. What if Hunter Biden is doing these things on purpose? Because let's remember what happened to Joe Biden's daughter. His daughter, Ashley, wrote in her diary, once again, we'll say it again, that her dad he over-sexualized her, which led her to drug addiction and all kinds of other problems and to many years of therapy because he took showers with her when she was a teen, naked showers when she was a teenager. Think of what he may have done to Hunter that we don't even know about. You know, it's possible that Hunter has these drug problems and all of these psychological issues in his life because of the abuse under his father.
But the other son was fine, Tabitha. Sometimes
we don't know that he was fine.
Yeah, meaning he didn't have any issues regarding public
And people handle things differently too.
Yeah.
That you can never convince me that Hunter didn't
That's a big
suffer
stretch.
under.
I
don't think. How is that a big stretch?
But I do agree with you, Tabitha.
When he took, he's a pedophile. We know he's a pedophile. Hunter calls him a pedophile. He has him in the phone as Peter.
Correct.
How do we know? It's speculation. How do we know? And I don't see it as a stretch that he was molested by his father.
And why I don't see it as a stretch, and I do agree with you on this, is because he's been in interviews literally saying to people on the laptop things like, I can do whatever I want because my dad will do nothing about it and he'll go on to say
that's a
he
different
has stuff
situation,
on his
though.
dad.
I'm
No,
sure
I
he
get
does
that.
have stuff on
He has
him.
stuff on his dad, and he is obviously an abused child that seems to be getting back at daddy.
I think that's exactly
I could agree with that.
Eric,
I could agree with that.
Okay. Eric, go ahead and respond to Drew if you want to, Democrat Drew.
Let me read what he says.
Quote, and this is
he's
his
just telling me I'm wrong.
This
but
is
he
the
didn't
Democratic.
say.
No, this is the Democratic way to cop out of things, and it's what Democrat Drew does.
No, because
he says, "quote."
Let me respond to the dude. Here's the deal.
I don't
Here's
condone that, Eric. But kids get denied every day. Yeah, not by the president of the United States.
Here's the deal.
Exactly.
Here's the deal.
Exactly.
You're
Here's
not
the
that
deal.
dumb.
This is the truth. This is the truth. Trump did a fantastic job as president. If you took away all the garbage off to the side, if you took all the garbage off to the side that the soccer moms can't stand, he was a fantastic president. Now his cabinet hated him because he ran the country like a business. He was firing everybody. He was not a normal president by any stretch, but he was fantastic. This Joe Biden guy, you're starting to see the unraveling of the administration. Supreme Court decision blocking this, new federal judge blocking that. I mean, you're starting to see it all unravel in front of your face.
Does every family have one bad apple?
No, and I was just going to blast him.
It doesn't matter.
I was going to blast him about that.
Lizzie,
because
I don't. You know what? I know a lot of families where that's true.
Well, that is true. On both my extended families, mine and my husband's, there's some real bad, rotten
Tabitha
apples.
is that in her family.
Yeah. Well, and I might be that in mine too. But so far, I have 5 children who have done bad things, but not one of them is a bad apple. And I was told that when I have 5 children, one of them is going to turn out bad. And I have busted my ass to make sure they're not. Now, I can't speak for any future kids out of that, but yes, I believe that's true. But you can, if you intentionally parent and you don't molest your kids, for crying out loud, you probably are going to have some good apples.
Well, maybe Joe Biden is the bad apple, and because he was the bad apple.
Yes.
You know, let's just remind people. I mean, it's not far-fetched to think that Joe Biden molested his children. I mean, to me, it is, and that Hunter experienced some type of abuse.
Well, before
it's not that to me is not.
No, this is but it's just one thing. So I think that you got to keep an eye on it because I don't have a visceral reaction to cocaine being in the White House. I'm kind of like, this is disgusting. This is the people's house. What are you doing? But I know a lot of people, and I know it's whatever. That's a whatever thing to me. That's the kid being screwed up. But I have a visceral reaction to this for some reason. I hope to God that the Republicans just put together $1 billion ad package just on this thing alone, because this spells it out for Biden.
Why do ads matter? That would be a waste of money.
This to me spells it out.
Which issue are you talking about?
Biden will not acknowledge his granddaughter.
Yes,
if he does that to his granddaughter, what do you think he's doing to you? This ad brought to you.
I don't even see. To me, that's not even a big deal. That would never not keep me from voting for someone. No,
I think it's like
Are you
20
kidding
times the issue than cocaine being found in the White House.
I don't think so. I mean, he should.
It's his family.
It's the polite thing to do to acknowledge a grandkid.
Polite?
Or
Wait a minute.
whatever.
This is
There's
his
a lot of
grandkid.
families out there. Who knows how many kids Hunter has? Think about that.
Well, then he should go find him as the granddad.
And thank God, really, for this, because think of what this poor child.
Rich says that we're all hypocrites.
If you brought that child into the family,
think about the financial legacy that this
do
kid
you
could
want
have.
that little girl at Joe Biden's house?
Yes. If
so she can
wants
be molested?
if she wants to be.
So she can be molested and influenced by drugs? Why would you want that for her?
Hold on. This is family. This is kind of like it's like when you watch Casino. It's like, hey, it's the family, kid. Don't do. He's not bringing them into the circle. It's the Biden name. It's her legacy. She has no idea what her legacy is if she's not accepted by that family. But more importantly, It's Joe Biden on camera saying, I have 6 grandkids.
All he has to say is, I have 7. And,
I don't care what Hunter does.
He probably has 20. He probably has 20.
You're missing the point, Tabitha.
I get the point, but it happens in a lot of families. It
doesn't matter. This is the
all
president.
that unusual.
Anyway. He is probably protecting her, but it shows his dark soul when you can't acknowledge it in your family. He's protecting her.
Who's protecting her?
Well, what? He ain't protecting
Well, this is what I mean. He doesn't know that, but he's protecting her because he's not letting her come in that family, because that family is shit.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
But he has a dark soul. I agree with Eric too. If you do not acknowledge your grandkid, as a grandma myself, you are a heartless SOB.
And it just shows he has no ability to show any kind of integrity on a family. If you can't protect your family, how are you going to protect the United States? How?
He's not protecting the United States.
We all know that.
He's not doing a darn thing. I don't even know if he's ever been to the White House.
It's the optics.
Hey, there's no
and
optics.
Pro Joe, just let us know when the Stricks jump in, okay, buddy? Hey, by the way, with Hunter, and we just because I don't want to deal with Hunter the rest of the show because we have some massive things coming up. Now we find out that his plea deal, his cookie cutter plea deal, Special U.S. Assistant Attorney Derek Hines, who serves under the Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss, signed off on the 2 counts of tax fraud and diversion agreement for the felony gun charge. And guess what? He worked with, and here you go, this is the thing, he worked with Louis Freeh, who founded the lobbying and consulting firm Freeh Group, which worked, guess what, with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden.
It's ridiculous.
Once again, the reason he got off with minuscule charges is because of the connection. Yeah. Once again,
he'll get his.
You see another situation happening.
He'll get his. Karma's a bitch. Man, this guy.
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
This guy's got some serious
in this life or the next.
This guy's got some
agree.
Serious karma coming at his ass.
Yeah, he does. He does. What
sorry.
comes around goes around.
Sherry says, by the way, the judge has the ability to deny that plea, but the judge is already. The judge is already in. He's in on it, or she. I don't know who the judge is. It's going to happen. They wouldn't have brought that forward and gone through the public embarrassment if it wasn't accepted. It's what's going to happen. It's sad with that going on. The other situation with Joe and Hunter and everything else that's going on is you were talking about, Tabitha. Once again, every day that goes by, another story comes up, and there's no way in hell, and I mean absolutely no way in hell, this country would vote overwhelmingly for Joe Biden over any candidate. We all know that. We know that. Rich, you know that. Democrat Drew, you know that. Let's just be real here. I mean, come on. He doesn't know where he is, and now when he does know where he is, he says the kind of things that he's saying. His son's an absolute embarrassment. His son, with all due respect to what we have seen from a factual standpoint, and then what's hearsay, is nothing short of an embarrassment for this country. Absolute embarrassment, if not illegal activity, what he has already done.
Yeah. If it was a Trump kid, I'd feel the same.
I would too.
If that was Eric Trump or something like that, and he had this happened to them, I'd be like, wow.
Right.
Bye. Where's DeSantis when you need him?
We need to make like a static page where every time a topic like this comes up, we instead of us saying it, it would just say, what would happen if it were Trump? What would happen if it were Trump? Because we know if the roles were reversed, exactly what would be going on right now.
For sure.
Well, it's because the newspapers, the TVs, local and national, are already in.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a weird thing. I think it's the United States, the good people of the world are looking at Hunter like and I'm not playing this, they are looking at it like it's a reality TV show. Like it's the real world. It's the real world.
America's become.
Everything that they see, they're being desensitized with this clown. So when they show the picture of him driving 176 miles an hour in his Porsche, they're like, oh, that's a good one. It's the Hunter Biden. He even needs a show open. It's the Hunter Biden show.
Did you know, Eric?
At the White House, live. I mean, it could be the real sons of the White House.
Yes, it could
Eric,
be.
Hunter, did you see, he had to give his daughter, the illegitimate daughter, he had to give her some of his.
Well, the mom's an idiot because the mom caved to something because she got nothing.
What? Paintings.
Oh, that's Hunter, the only thing. But that's the only thing she got, isn't it?
Yeah, he had to give her a bunch of paintings, which is so funny to me because the paintings are probably the biggest money laundering scheme on the planet.
100%.
And they're absolutely worth zilch.
They're worth nothing.
They're worth nothing. They're not even worth the canvas they're painted on. But he sells them for a lot of money because that's how the Biden family likely money.
No, that's not totally true, because there are a lot of billionaires that would love to get their hands on anything that is considered modern art. And I know them.
Have you seen the art? Have you seen Hunter's art? It is the dumbest stuff I've ever seen.
Here's the way a billionaire thinks. Welcoming into the house, into the veranda. Would you like a cocktail? Oh, what is that? That's a Hunter Biden. And then, ooh, really? Yeah, it's a cocktail hour kind of a thing.
Yes, do you really think there's anybody on this planet who would actually be proud to have a Hunter Biden painting on his wall?
You don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of. Do you think that? Yeah. There's people that would spend $500,000 for one of them.
Absolutely worth less. It is a money laundering.
There was an elephant up in Anchorage, Alaska, that could draw a picture of like an apple, and they would sell them for like $2,000-$3,000 just because a damn elephant painted it. Well, it was just kind of scribbling with his trunk. And go, oh, look, an apple. Look, an orange. No, it's not. It's just they know how to make a circle with their trunk.
But there are a lot of obviously legitimate artists make really good money, but Hunter Biden is not one of them.
Were those Coke-induced painting sessions by Hunter Biden?
Art is what you make of it. I think there's a lot of bands that are like trillionaires that suck balls.
I did hear this. Why are Hunter's art buyers anonymous?
Exactly.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And they're all anonymous. We have no idea where the money is coming from.
Well,
I am telling you, those are favors. That's just a way of money laundering money, getting money to
and I get
the big guy.
No buffoon would want to admit they bought one.
What a great,
I mean, who would?
What a great money laundering
for sure
scheme/scam, especially for the Bidens. As dirty as Joe is, as dirty as Hunter is, I mean, they are the sleaziest, nastiest people you could ever be associated with.
I'm sorry.
They're nasty.
It is just total white trash.
Yes.
And then you associate that with an art money laundering
And you know, it's a big joke to the Biden family that they gave this woman all these Hunter paintings for the baby, because you know there's no way in a million years they'll sell them for anything.
The way that just sounded was amazing.
It was
to
good.
The baby.
The baby, here, baby, take some pictures. Hope that feed you in your diapers.
It is literally
so dumb.
It is literally like giving Pop-Tarts to a kid to shut him up. That's what that whole painting thing was.
It's a big joke. It has to be a big joke in the Biden family, because they know those paintings are worth nothing. And this lady was never going to be she'll never be able to resell those.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yes, she is.
They're worth nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not
only if she can sell them to people that like child molesters and drug people and want to funnel it to Ukraine. That's the only way she's going to make any money.
It's like the people that buy shrunken heads.
Shrunken heads.
Because they buy them, and it's just like a weird, kind of macabre kind of a thing. I wouldn't buy a shrunken head, but there are people, there are liberals all over this country in Manhattan. They want to have the latest Hunter Biden piece of garbage.
I will never believe that. There are a lot of people who need political favors, Eric.
Would you buy a?
You're so naive.
Yes. No, there are.
Would you
buy a Donald Trump painting?
Probably not.
Really? Well, you're not an art connoisseur.
Well, because Donald Trump is not an artist.
But if he was, if he splattered some paint on the
canvas, no, I don't think I would.
Project in a heartbeat.
I think I love Donald Trump's policies. He's not some godlike man to me. I wouldn't buy something just because it was his. There's no way.
I love it.
Really?
I might.
There's a lot of people out there that would buy Trump's used toilet paper on eBay.
No, you're probably right. I don't put value in stuff like that. And one time I had a bunch of Tom Cruise's trash and I didn't keep it. I actually threw it in the trash.
There are people online.
Did you go to his birthday party?
I did not. I was not invited to his birthday party.
Yeah, okay. Tom Cruise had his birthday party on Monday. I didn't know if you got an invite.
No.
Since you were his security detail.
Yeah, no.
If you ever get invited,
I still work for the same company. It's not that big of a deal, but
I want to go.
I love it.
This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Fausto, Tabitha Hassel, and Eric Johnson. Lizzie Sparks here. She does all of our live chat online. You can talk to her online. We appreciate that. Pro Joe running the boards, taking care of business, still to come. When you have a representative, James Comer, I mean, he is as legitimate as he comes. He leads the House Oversight Committee. He's saying, oh, yeah, the deep state is real. It's not made up. This is not Tabitha. saying this. This is not us talking about conspiracy. This is a massive elected official saying, yeah, the deep state is real. We'll get into that. Just wait to hear former U.S. Army Colonel Douglas McGregor saying that he doesn't even think we're going to make a 2024 election.
My favorite person, by the way.
Yeah, that's coming up at 9 o'clock. You will not want to miss that as well. First things first, though, it's Wednesday. We check in for our segment with Kathy Helbig-Strick and her husband, Steve Strick, from Experienced Real Estate Partners and New American Funding Plus, as we started into last week, New Age Health and Medical. Guys, good morning. Steve, did you just come from the workout room?
Not yet, but I do have my little New Age gear on today.
Oh, there's the gear Eric was talking about.
Where are you guys at the lake right now?
We are at our house.
Top secret location.
At your house? Wait a minute, at your house at the lake?
This is our quasi vacation week. I've been ever since I've been coming to the lake. I spend the week between 4th of July and the following weekend down here.
So you just jump on the jet ski and go to your appointment, is what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for the
If there was an appointment yeah, you're right. If there was an appointment, they could.
But do you know how cool that
Real
would be?
estate's big at the lake.
That'd be superhero type stuff.
Yeah,
My
that would be.
wetsuit and a briefcase.
If you
Actually, you know what? A couple of weeks ago, a friend did call and they wanted her to list their condo, and we did take the boat over there, and she jumped off and took pictures and jumped back on.
See?
Love that, Kathy. Love that.
Always
dream.
working.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
we talk real estate with you guys, but we also talk about New Age. You're wearing the shirt. I just want our viewers to check this out because you guys do everything you can.
Love it.
To stay in shape and be healthy, and we all should in our life. But I love the picture that you guys posted. Damn! Look at that. Yeah, that's a hot pic of you two.
I love it.
And you're not, and you guys aren't like really, really young people. And I say that only to set up the fact that you're taking care of yourself. And I'm imagining New Age helps with that.
They're gorgeous.
Definitely helps. That was yesterday afternoon, actually. How'd you get that?
Vic, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah, I know. I'm a stalker.
Vic is a stalker. He's a stalker.
You have to be a stalker in this job.
It's true.
But seriously, Steve, you always look great. Kathy always look great.
Beautiful.
Kathy, good job for you because it's always more difficult for a woman.
Yes.
And to be willing to do that. Did Steve talk you into that picture?
He did actually.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, first of all, it was after. He always wants to take a picture at the end of the day when you've been sweating your butt off all day and, you have
Two
no
major
makeup
differences.
left, all that good stuff. He's like, let's take a picture. I'm like, all the time.
I never complain about not having makeup left.
Yes,
She does.
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Well, Vic at
That's
the Lake of the
funny.
Ozarks drops his in the lake, and then he goes has someone dive down.
I heard about that.
Correct.
True
And
story.
then here's the other thing. I typically don't wear one pieces, right? But him and the people we had here talked me into this one piece yesterday, which, one pieces are funny because usually it's like you don't want to wear a bikini, but as you're aging too, you start thinking about, am I starting to feel old if I put a one piece on? Like it's a whole mental thing.
Really, I think one pieces are cool. As a matter of fact, they should bring back the old knickers.
The old knickers. Oh, yeah, I
From
wear
the 20s.
knickers. Yeah.
There's definitely more attention from that one piece than my typical bikini that I'm wearing. So
You both looked fantastic. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Kathy, just for our listeners and our viewers, if you didn't mind, what are you doing right now your best to stay in shape and to keep yourself as best as you possibly can? Because each individual has their best or where they feel comfortable or their goals to get to.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for asking that. It has always been a struggle as a woman. I also don't come from super skinny genes. I had a mother that fought obesity her entire life. So I've had my ups and downs with fighting that. And I tackled, after having kids and things, I tackled weight loss, about 35 pounds, finally got it all off, stayed pretty thin for my body type for about 10 years. And then it kind of started creeping back. And that's when I discovered the hormone stuff. So it's not necessarily an overnight trick. It can be for some people, like you can notice a difference just like that. I noticed some differences, but it has taken, the last 4 or 5 years of me fine tuning because all of a sudden then you'll start to like feel different again. And you got to go back in for readjustment or retuning with the hormones and things. So that's really been my secret weapon. Obviously, we work out. I don't work out as much as he works out. I'm not one of these people that love to be in the gym. It's like it's a thing that I have to do versus I love to do. So when we discovered hormone therapy, that was something that is aiding my aging and my ability to fight the battle of the bulge, I should say a little bit, and also feel good. So that's why we got into the business of New Age health and wellness, because we really both believe in it. He believes in it for other reasons. As a woman, I just think there's so many more complexities to the woman's bodies and the woman's hormonal system, that if you are a woman in your 30s, even 30s and 40s, and you haven't gone in and just got tested and sought out maybe some answers, I think you're really missing the boat.
Yeah.
What does mean get tested? Does that just mean a blood draw? Just get your blood tested?
Yeah, you can go to Quest, they said.
That's a simple blood.
Run through that.
Simple blood panel. Depending on what you're testing for, you may or may not be asked to fast. If you're looking at medical weight loss, you'll probably need to fast the morning before you come in and get blood. It's pretty simple. It's a 10 or 15 minute, appointment to come in and get your blood drawn, get your information taken. Then you come back a week later, have a consultation with our nurse practitioner. We also have an MD over the clinic that they confer with each other. And then they'll tell you your results and kind of give you some recommendations on what you want to do. Our nurse practitioner is not one to push a bunch of things on you, but she'll tell you, where you're lacking and where you might want to start. You might want to just start with medical weight loss. I recommend starting with medical weight loss and some hormone treatments if your hormones are low, because quite frankly, the testosterone treatments for me were the first stepping stone in, and it made a huge difference.
That's interesting. Testosterone for a woman. You don't hear that.
Makes sense.
We all have to be
hear that. You hear that there's such a stigma around testosterone. There has been for years. And then when these clinics started opening, they were all male based. They all had men in the name. And it's really just starting to kind of catch on with women.
Yeah.
And so I can't say enough. If you're a lady in your 30s and 40s and you're experiencing any type of changes in your body and you can't explain it, go find out.
Amen.
Especially if you feel a little off and you don't know why. And you go to your regular, primary care and they're saying, well, everything looks fine. We did your blood work. It looks great. That doesn't really mean everything is great.
No, I was going to my MD. I thought I was starting to slip into just a slight depression. I didn't have motivation. I was dragging, a little bit of anxiety. And I've never been an anxious person. I'm a real mellow person. So all of those things, and then a little bit of weight gain started to come back after keeping it off for 10 years.
Yep.
And it really works on your brain because you just start telling yourself, this is aging. This is what happens. And then the doctor says, you're normal. Everything's fine. You're normal. But they don't test for the exact same panels. And the ranges of normal are very, very large. So maybe you could be on the normal range down here, but maybe your body's optimally going to function better at the high end of the normal range.
Yeah.
Or even just quite outside of normal.
So
it really was surprising for me when I went into an actual hormone clinic and got different news.
Amen. I mean, it's like, I always look at like these guys, and I look at Steve in that picture. I'm like, you always see these guys like, man, you can see the skinny person in them. They're not supposed to have the dad bod yet.
Yeah.
They do. And it's because of hot dogs and hamburgers and yada, yada, yada are not working out.
Right.
And I'm always, Steve, how long does it take you when you see someone like what I'm talking about? They come out, they got the little belly. It's like they still look kind of fit, but you're like, you don't have no 6-pack. You got a 0-pack. How long does it take you to look at someone like that and go, man, give me 30 days on my program and I'll get you back in shape? How long does that take?
You can look like that, like Steve in 30 days.
No.
That might take a little bit longer than 30 days, but I see a lot of my friends, that are my age or older, younger, whatever it might be. And they talk about not having enough time, or they've got kids and look, we all have the same amount of time. You just got to be dedicated to it. And you get to choose what you do with that time. So nowadays, I don't work out for 2 hours a day. I don't work out for an hour a day. Sometimes I just get in there for 15 or 30 minutes just to get that repetition in there.
Yeah.
But you used to.
I did
Built
put a
the
lot.
foundation.
I still put a lot of time in there, but it's just a different type of workout most of the time.
Right.
I'd say that people really got to be all in, though. I mean, you have to pair your dieting with your workout more than ever.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you didn't have to do all those things. Your metabolism was faster. You were naturally more active. You were doing things and not sitting at a desk. Your stress levels were less, probably. All those things go into play. But if somebody gave me 60 days, I could turn their mindset around.
Yeah. And I think that, don't you think that the biggest problem with this stuff is it's like you go to, some gym or whatever it is, and they go, yeah, we're going to get rid of this dad bod, but you're going to be on a treadmill for 2 hours. You're going to be in the hot room for an hour and a half every day. We're going to put you with this trainer over here, and they're going to basically do cardio and weights and all that. And they're like, I cannot do that. So when they come to you guys' spot, is it something where you're like, our system will fix your body, but you do need to go out and kind of maintain and do, not maybe work on the treadmill for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I mean, the new products are to help that. So you don't have to be on the treadmill for hours and hours and hours, but at the same time, one, we're not a nutritionist. We're also not, a trainer, but if I had to put all those things together, if you put the hormone replacement therapy or medical weight loss paired with a diet, paired with the gym, guess what? You're going to have to probably do a little bit less of each one.
And moderation with some alcohol, because you guys drink some alcohol, right?
Of course.
You're living life.
Yeah, you guys, I've seen you guys out. You eat, you drink, you live your life. And you know what? It is about moderation, isn't it? And I think you guys have learned, I am sure, through trial and error, how to do everything in moderation.
Yeah, I mean,
And still look great.
I'm pretty extreme on a lot of things, but
maybe not.
But I do.
I'm the Reigns girl.
I am disciplined. I do go to the gym even when I don't want to go to the gym. So.
That makes sense. Talking things over with Kathy Helbig-Strick from Experience Realty Partners and Steve Strick from New American Funding. Together, they own New Age. You can check out New Age Health Wellness. I believe it's newagehealthwellness.com, newagehealthwellness.com, with many locations popping up. And I know you guys are doing well because those locations continue to pop up all over the place. If anybody has any questions, you can go to their site. You can give them a call. You can talk to them. I'm real quick about the blood draw. What's blood draw usually cost? Just to go in and get a blood draw?
$150, I believe.
Okay, and then you find out pretty much everything you need to find out.
Yeah, it's for a continued package. So your original, you go in for $150 and get your original draw, and then it includes some other things.
Includes your follow-up labs as well. So it's not just one blood lab or one draw for $150. It's actually probably about three for that first year, it's a steal. It's very, very low cost.
It is compared to other places, because I know what other places charge.
Yeah.
And
good. That's
yeah,
very
and
good.
by the way,
it's cash pay.
Yeah, cash pay. Tabitha put that in there.
HSA cards, but it is cash pay.
Guys, by the way, I had a chance to catch up with the Stricks a few days ago at Lake of the Ozarks. And one of the besides hanging out with friends and good people, one of the coolest things is to see those two get excited when they see real estate and see them get excited looking at certain houses. And I saw them looking at houses at the lake that got them excited, and they've worked hard. They've been blessed. They have a really cool place, as you see in the background. But watching these two get excited about other homes at the lake, I was like, damn. So I guess the energy and excitement's still there when you guys see homes and real estate that excite you. Plus, then talking numbers regarding what kind of investments have been made and what people can make specifically when it comes to real estate, and especially at Lake of the Ozarks in the Missouri area. My gosh.
Yeah, it's still increasing in crazy percentages down here. But no, there's beautiful houses. If you haven't been to Lake of the Ozarks, if you're not from St. Louis, you probably haven't been. The show Ozark is not a good depiction of
No, it's not
at all.
There are those places, though.
There are those places in the backwoods, but that is not what the draw of Lake of the Ozarks is. So
yeah, but there's Marty Birds on the strip.
There is Marty Birds. That's right.
There is.
You might see Jason Bateman down there every once in a while.
Yeah, that would be funny to see him. You guys talk, and when it comes to real estate at Lake, is there a price range and something for everybody.
Starts with a T, trillions. Very
There's
expensive.
something for everybody. There is.
Granted, the prices have probably doubled in the last 3 years down here.
Doubled?
We were looking up the population down here, weren't we? Were we talking about that?
Yeah.
About 8,000 people is total population for full time.
Okay.
Live down here. But yet last year there was over 9 million visitors.
Wow.
Between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
9 million.
The home market down here is what is huge.
Yeah.
And that's where all the money and the gorgeous mansions, and that's what we get excited about is even just because the view on the water too is that much more spectacular. We were discussing how you drive up to a home here on the street and you're like,
exactly,
lackluster little house. It looks like, you think, then you see it from the backside on the lake and you're like, holy cow.
Yes.
Then it's like 3 or 4 levels. It is really wild.
Yeah.
Well, so they say the back is the front.
You can't. There's nothing for sale that's on the coastline over there, is it? You have to buy like off the cove. Is that right?
No, there is.
No, that's on. You've got some lake shore, but you're going to pay for it. That's for sure.
You're going to pay for it.
For sure.
You're always paying for it.
You had to be on the water. For sure.
Even the condos. I remember a couple years ago, you could get a condo. I kid you not. I saw some for around $67,000, $80,000, $90,000 a few years ago.
No.
Now, like you said, it's doubled or tripled in price.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I missed the boat on getting one of those.
No pun intended.
We were lucky we scooted in on our house right before the market went crazy. So
has anything happened in the last week when it comes to rates or real estate news, things that you went, oh, hey, Steve, look what's happening? Or Steve's going, hey, Kathy, did you see this? Anything that viewers, listeners should be aware of, things that might help them as they're looking right now?
This is typically a slower week, especially when you've got the holiday in the middle of the week like we do. We did have some houses go under contract. We've had some people back out of houses in the last week. So that's a little tricky because you've got, again, buyers coming in still with multiple offers, but then once it got to inspection period, kind of either had buyer's remorse or thought they were going to come back and try to renegotiate the price. So,
well, let me ask you this. So let's say maybe they want the house, but they can't finance it because they have a debt to income ratio that doesn't afford them to buy a house that's overinflated and overpriced. Is that happening at all to you?
Yeah, actually, we just had a deal that fell apart or is falling apart because the buyer did not heed the warnings of the loan officer and the agent. It wasn't with New American Funding, and went and bought something, paid off some loans, paid off some credit cards right before closing, and now does not qualify for the loan.
Whoa!
Do that.
This is a learning moment. This is a learning moment. Give us what should you do if you're buying a house and you have the credit card debt over here and you have the car thing over here. What do you do when you start to get into that cycle of trying to finance your home? What do you do?
Before you buy anything or before you pay anything off, talk to your trusted loan officer. They're going to walk you down the path because there's certain things that you can do that you might not know about, or there's certain things that you think you should do to get your credit score, debt to income ratio in a better place, but that might not be the most effective. For instance, you might have a credit card with a $10,000 balance on it.
Yes.
Right? Yes. And you're like, I've got 10 grand, I'm going to pay this off. But you might have a car note that's got a $5,000 balance on it.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking, all right, if I pay $10,000, it's better. But your minimum payment on that $10,000 balance is only $150.
Right.
Your car payment is $600. If you pay the $5,000 debt off, you're going to get $600 in purchase power back. As opposed to 10,000. So there's a lot of things like that you can navigate. But most importantly, do not buy anything. Do not go out and buy a car. Do not go out and buy a second home or furniture or appliances for that matter. So just hang tight and we'll walk you through it.
Some people are so tight that just one little thing like that is going to put you over the edge.
Yeah, but here's the deal: 3, 4, 5 years ago, you could look at a house and go, "Oh, look, that house is only $250,000," and that same house is now worth $500,000 or $450,000 or whatever it is that they're trying to get. And that's the problem is people are looking at these things like going, man, I could afford this like 4 years ago.
Right.
How am I going to be able to afford that house now with what I make?
And they can at least better with a company like Steve's. I'm telling you, I've learned from experience, don't go to a big bank. I know I probably shouldn't say that. Do not go to US Bank. Don't go to Bank of America. Because you know what? You will not have the same spending power as you would with someone like Steve.
Well, thank you, Tabitha. You're exactly right. And Eric, to your point, when you're saying that you can't afford it, it might just be because these are the bills that you've been paying for the past 4 years consistently, and you haven't changed anything. What if we just rearrange some things for you?
Yeah.
You might be able to afford it. You might have the same cash payment. The other thing is, when we're talking about prices going up, it's because real estate has appreciated. Guess what? Real estate's going to keep appreciating.
Are you
so
sure?
buy. Do not sit on the sidelines. It's going to go up. You know what? If you think that it's super inflated, I'm not talking to you, Eric. I'm talking about people in general.
Right.
It's going to keep going up.
Okay.
It's one of those investments that's always going to make you money if you hold on to it for a long time.
It is, but it to me, I can't. I try to. That's not necessarily a good thing because maybe I'm naive, but you want the economy to correct itself every now and then, isn't that right?
I mean, so the economy and the housing market are two different things, but they go together, right? Okay. So we have the housing market. Yes, the housing market could correct itself, but is the economy going to correct itself? So now you're talking about wages and you're talking about inflation and you're talking about all these other things. So, it'd be cool if businesses started paying higher wages so they could keep up with the prices of the homes, right?
Yeah. It is hard to get that. It's hard to get that in your mind. It's like, let's go buy Apple at $5,000 a share. Even it's a premium. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to go, let's go buy a premium house, a house at a premium price with a premium, interest rate. Everything will work its way out. That's what the problem that I always have with this market anyway. You at least want to see it come down to where, a little bit of the buyer's market is in there,
Hey, guys. Did you have a question, Lizzie?
I do.
Okay.
One of the listeners asked a question. They want to remain anonymous, but they might be contacting you. They just private messaged me and said they're in a home that they bought or that they're lease purchasing. Yeah. And they're coming up to the point that they can buy it now. They already understand it's probably a mistake that they went into a lease purchase, but do you deal with those sorts of things that now they got to either move or they got to buy it? What is their odds? If their credit's pretty good, but not perfect, they can buy it now.
Yes, we definitely deal with those. And the question remains for me is it a lease purchase or is it a lease option? If it's a lease purchase, they would have already pre-negotiated the price and the terms and everything else. And it's just a matter of like an extended closing. So you're leasing up until the time that you close.
Okay.
So then your terms are already set. So then it would just be a matter of getting financing at this point, which of course, Steve and
contact them 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-SOLD at Experience Real Estate Partners. You can give Kathy or anybody in her team a call. You can also contact Steve at New American Funding. We've been talking about New Age Health, newagehealthwellness.com, newagehealthwellness.com. And before we let you guys go, is it all right if I show the back of your house?
Sure.
At the lake?
What? You have it?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a picture, a big one. It gives people a little bit of an idea.
Oh, that's smashing, you guys.
So beautiful.
That is
kind of cut off, but yeah.
Love it.
No, it's
Love
a
it, you
beautiful.
guys.
Now we know where you live.
Yeah.
You see the gorilla on the left?
Well, now, and Steve, I got a close picture of the gorilla.
Oh, that
for you.
is so cool.
Oh, yeah, Vic, do you have a picture of that?
Right. Well, there we go.
Is that where you were at this weekend? Are these your pictures?
Yeah, they're my pictures.
Yeah, name dropper.
He didn't steal them.
What's the story behind the gorilla?
Oh, it's a long story. It's a good story, though.
Steve likes gorillas.
Yes,
it's a long story where the boys were all sitting on the dock one day saying, you should have a lion or something in your yard, like powerful. And then they came up with the fact that gorillas are actually the king of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's life size, by the way. He's 5 foot tall.
It's a lot longer than that. Wow. That's the short story.
Yeah, the old owner of
I love it.
And what's the ape's name?
Titus.
Love it.
Yeah, if you Google Titus, he was actually the alpha of all gorillas over time. So it's not thoughtless. There's a lot of thought that went into him. But
you should name him Damien Fairchild. I think it looks like a
Eric's
Damien.
nickname.
I love the
Damien.
gorilla
I love
too.
it. That's so great. I love that.
Hey, Kathy and Steve, thanks for joining us during your vacation week, and thanks for letting me show that picture as well and giving us advice on everything that you guys are up to. We're grateful for the time.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great
Great.
week.
You guys are so great.
Yeah, get home. There's a lot of people want to
Yeah.
buy houses. Let's go.
We'll do it from
Help
here.
remotely.
It's a
Yeah,
working
you can
vacation.
still call. You can still call
All
this
right.
week, guys.
Kathy Helbig-Strick, Steve Strick. See you guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
Love talking to them. It's a blast. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. This next interview may blow your mind from former U.S. Army Colonel Douglas McGregor, saying why he doesn't even think we're going to get to a 2024 election. And he's not some loony-toony guy. This guy's very well respected. He was when he was in the military as well, or at least active. It'll blow your mind. Plus, what Representative James Comer, who actually leads the House Oversight Committee. I mean, for all those people who hate Lauren, this isn't Bo Bear talking. This is freaking James Comer talking about the deep state. We'll get to it when we come back. Plus, it's a Weed Wednesday. We'll talk to our friends at Greenlight coming up at 9:30. But first, here's a quick break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Waited, and now it's here. The unveiling of the latest Carroll House lifestyle collections. I'm Brooke with my sister Amy, inviting you to see 3 football fields of the latest styles.
Our new lifestyle collections are premium quality furniture made exclusively for us and available only at Carroll House.
The attention to detail is unmatched, and so is the value, nearly half the price of a typical gallery store.
Plus, get free financing, delivery, and in-home design. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Kathy Helbig-Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with eXp, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar, Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road. Hey guys, welcome back into canceltheshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel. Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks here, taking care of all of the live chat on all. You still doing all the platforms, Lizzie?
I am. Yes, I'm
Multiple
still doing them all.
platforms?
Yes, yes. You got a lot of Rumble people on today.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share the show, let people know. It's easy. You pop in, give a thumbs up, a smiley face, whatever. It helps us get out to as many people as possible. Pro Joe taking care of the boards as he always does. Love it when you guys jump in. Let us know about the stories, the interaction, the live interaction part of this podcast. Something that we like, we crave. We try to have fun with you guys as well, try to educate and entertain at the same point in time. Thanks again for the Stricks joining us. Coming up at 9:30. It's Weed Wednesday. We'll talk with Josh King from Greenlight Dispensaries. First question out of the gate after they talk about what they're going to do is Lizzie wanting to know if they have some products to help. Is sedate the right word? Their dogs during loud booms like the 4th of July?
Yes, I've never had dogs that seem to be upset about it, but I have a German Shepherd of all dogs that is terrified by fireworks.
Lizzie, my last dog was a German Shepherd, terrified of fireworks.
Yes.
One to attack them.
Yeah, she's just terrified. So the hairdresser person that I take the dog to gave me some hemp stuff, and I'm about out of it. Now I would rather get it from Greenlight. So I hope they have something from pets.
It would be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
I know that pet stores sell calming.
Correct. They
calming different things for dogs, but I don't know about natural remedies.
And I promised Donna we'll do another pet peeve segment at some point in time.
I can't wait.
Because Tabitha loves to complain.
All about traffic.
All about traffic. She loves to complain about traffic. And I don't care what part of the country you live in and where you may be listening or viewing us today. People complain about traffic everywhere, Tabitha. It's not.
I'm not talking about traffic. I'm talking about the way idiots drive.
Yes, everywhere, all across America.
Just this morning on my way here, I was driving down Technology Drive.
How is it always
by
you?
my house, and the truck from a place called Ferguson Plumbing pulled out right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I had to slam on my brakes. I'm going 50 miles an hour. Slam on my brakes. And then they proceeded to go 40 miles per hour. So why would you pull out in front of someone and then go slow? Don't you pull out in front of somebody because you're in a hurry and you want to go fast?
And what's up with the plumbers? I had the same thing. I had a sewer company like literally right at my butt, and I was already going really fast. I can't get another ticket in the same month. So I was driving the speed limit, and it was a plumbing company too. So, I mean, really.
Aaron says seems to be a common denominator here.
It is, Aaron. People all drive like idiots. They all I'm just driving along, minding my own business.
So in other words, on their car, it should
business.
say, I drive like shit on the plumber's thing.
Yes.
Literally.
Oh my God, Lizzie.
I mean, it's a plumber.
Not all plumbers.
Just those two that we're talking
Okay,
about.
Lizzie, that was kind of creative.
Because,
I'll give it up to you on
the
that.
guys over at Chesterfield Service are fantastic drivers.
This is Cancel This, canceltheshow.com. You can catch all of our original content, all of our shows on our website, canceltheshow.com. That's also how you can find us. You can just let people know, canceltheshow.com. Canceltheshow.com. Very simple to find us. I think this is massive. I already had it in the show. Tabitha sent it to me. Vic, we've got to play this. This sound that you're going to hear from a recent podcast, it blew my mind, but it didn't because of what was said, but because of what we know, because of the subjects we cover on the show. We try to cover all sides of stories that you don't see anywhere else, things that need to be talked about. Well, I told you there's no way in hell the Democrats are running Joe Biden for president. They can't. He can't win. There is nothing positive about the man or his administration. Tabitha's like, there's no way in hell. Everything's going to bust loose before there's an election. Well, here is former U.S. Army Colonel Douglas McGregor in a podcast speaking to why he says and legitimately believes there won't even be a 2024 presidential election.
We'll ever get to the 2024 election. I think things are going to implode in Washington before then. I think our economic financial condition is fragile. It's going to come home to roost in ugly ways. I will tell you, I don't know exactly how it will happen. I think we're going to end up in a situation where we find out the banks are closed for 2 or 3 weeks and nobody can get into them.
You think so?
I think we're going to run into something like that, yeah. I also think that the levels of violence and criminality in our cities is so high that it's going to spill over into other places in society. People that normally think they can live remote from the problem are now beginning to be touched by the problem. Then I look at this thing in Ukraine. I think Ukraine is going to lose catastrophically. It's going to be a complete collapse. And that, too, is going to have an effect here at home because people are going to say, well, wait a minute. Everybody told us Ukraine was winning. Everybody told us X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's sort of the Russian hoax on steroids. All of those things are going to come together or converge in some way that's going to prevent us from reaching, the status quo. Oh, another election. Oh, another set of campaigns and so forth.
Let me tell you something. Colonel Douglas McGregor has a lot of respect in the military circles still. And he comes out and talks about that in a calm, well thought out, explained manner. And where else have you heard those thoughts?
He's my favorite. He is my favorite.
Okay, we're not trying to scare people, but I'm just telling you, it'll be interesting because everything that he has talked about are things that we try to break down here. And it's the one that gets me the worst, banks. If banks close up for 2 to 3 weeks, if you've spoken about Tabitha, we're going to have a massive
it would be
absolute issue.
It would be absolute chaos. I've been saying for a long time now, and I think a lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people do agree with me. Something is going to happen between now and the election in 2024. Something, I know people say, well, we're getting closer. Nothing's happening. You know what? Things are coming to a head in so many different ways. Like he said, Ukraine, how much longer can we support the war in Ukraine? How much more money do we have to give them? Britain, they don't have any more money. Germany, they don't have any more money. We don't have any more money. Are we going to bankrupt ourselves to keep giving money to a country that's losing a war? In the elections, we've already been warned, haven't we? Warned by the FBI that there will be violence ahead of the 2024 elections. Every day we're hearing news about different banks on the brink of collapse. HSBC Bank just recently saying, last week we talked about it, that we in the United States are going to be in, they called it a major recession. We call it a depression. We're already in a recession.
Yes.
Things are going to be chaos before the election. And don't tell me
You're
it's not
banking on this.
with intent.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right. I mean,
that's what's going to happen.
And it's all done on purpose.
I think he's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit over top.
I don't think so. I think
it is.
He's somebody who knows.
Because don't you think that we're in an era of the Chicken Little, the sky is falling for like the last 10 years?
I think the sky is falling.
And the sky is still there.
Actually,
and
literally,
the sky is still there.
It is still there, but you know what? Every day we get closer to the brink. And under the Biden administration, things were better under Trump. And if we allow Trump to somehow get back in, or even DeSantis, I think things will turn around.
But don't you feel like, okay,
but they'll never let that happen.
Hey, Tammy, his name is Douglas McGregor.
My big fear,
Colonel Douglas McGregor, and you can see him on Fox National.
He's great. He's great. They're all great. They all analyze stuff. They're all fantastic.
He's the only one that I know that tells the truth. And you know what, Eric? He started telling you this.
Tucker told the truth, and nothing came true with whatever
Tucker is
said.
Not a colonel in the army, or a former colonel in the army. McGregor is a very highly respected colonel in the United States Army was. And I'll tell you what, in one time I saw, this was before I believe we started this show, I saw him interview on Fox News, and he told the total truth about the war in Ukraine. He talked about the propaganda. He talked about all the money going over there. Yeah. And this was before most people were saying it. Do you know Fox cut him off? The host looked at him like, oh my God, they cut him off.
I just feel like
this is just his opinion.
He's a truth teller.
We
need more truth tellers.
I'll give you an example. 2-3 years ago, I saw a news report of murder hornets. They were in Seattle, Washington. They were exceptionally scared that the murder hornets were going to travel across the United States. I was looking at my property going, how am I going to protect myself from murder hornets? I was like calling people going, I got to make sure that I'm safe from murder hornets. Guess what? There's no damn murder
and
hornets
now it's
in
malaria.
Missouri. There's no damn murder. There's no murder hornets in Missouri. And it's the same thing with all of this stuff that we hear. There's a bit of truth to everything. But the American people, the American spirit, the people of the world, we hear about these horror stories, how they're bringing CRT into classrooms.
What's going to happen, Eric?
Well, guess what? There are offsets to every story you hear. Every story you hear, there's an offset. The soccer moms are not putting up with CRT. Ukraine, the war in Ukraine might just not be as big a deal to you as you think it is.
I know we have to move on a second.
Bank of America.
No, we got time to break this down.
Bank of America is always going to want to know how to make money. They're going to not want to give up the reins of their power to digital currency. Everything that we hear about Fed now, that I'm saying, oh my God, this is the end of the world. I'm looking at Fed now going, it's just, all it is just moving money.
Yeah, not everybody said that about Fed now, though.
It's not as big a deal as you're making it out. It's just modernization.
It's our lives.
Freaks old people out.
It's our lives. And just like Colonel McGregor said.
I'm just saying it's not The world is not going to ever blow up. There will be a history book about this time 200, 300 years from ago goes, those dudes were nuts.
No, I think you're wrong. I mean, I do think it'll definitely be a point in history. But think about this one, Eric. What do you think's going to happen when they cheat again? When they cheat again, when the Democrat regime cheats again, and they put Biden back in that chair, or someone else,
hopefully they
or
learn
someone else.
Well, I don't know if that's true either.
How long can
I can't subscribe to that.
How long can we continue down this path of destruction before everything blows up? Before we have a civil war?
Okay, hold on.
Eric, I did hear this.
Hold on.
Okay.
Here's the deal. You had a judge that said you guys were Orwellian in what you did in colluding with the multimedia companies. You were Orwellian. That was a word that a federal judge used for the federal government.
Correct.
That means that we discovered what happened. Do you really think that even though you think that there is this deep state, and there is, but even though you think that there aren't people on the ground that could kind of, again, the word of the day is offset this, and it's really going to happen. I think that maybe it's not totally above board.
You're not answering my question. What do you think?
I don't believe it.
What do you think is going to happen when we get another Joe Biden? Because
it's not going to happen
if the election takes place.
In 2024, if the election takes place and the Democrat regime wins again, regardless of whether it's Biden or Newsom or someone else, they're going to continue the path of destruction. How do you think we are going
This
to
is what I believe. Here's what I believe. I saw some of your 2,000 Mules thing. I saw some of it.
You did?
A little bit. I didn't watch the whole thing. But here's
Eric, you buried the lead.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's what I truly believe. This is and I hate to say this because I feel like I'm spouting up negativism about the St. Louis Cardinals versus
Eric.
The Democrats are ridiculously good at taking the rules provided to them and working inside of that framework.
You should have watched more of the movie.
And I'm talking.
You should have watched more of the movie.
I'm talking
what
about.
they did was actually illegal.
I'm talking about.
They didn't stretch the law. It was illegal.
Okay, fine. I'm talking about walking around to your aunt's house who's not going to vote. Walking around to your grandmother's house who's not going to vote. Give me your card. I'm going to go put it in this drop box over here that's in front of City Hall. That's what they were good at.
That's not what they did.
They were exceptionally good at social media. They were exceptionally good at owning the media.
They were
for that
exceptionally
seeing it.
Good at working at USPS and dropping thousands of ballots in the woods.
What I'm saying to you is legitimate.
Cheated. No, they cheated. They cheated.
Now, maybe they did. And maybe they didn't get busted.
Watch the rest of the movie.
Maybe they didn't. They didn't get busted.
Of the movie. How did you only watch the part where they actually did something stretching the law with ballot harvesting? They cheated. They infiltrated the USPS, the Postal Service. They infiltrated the polls, and they cheated. They admitted they cheated.
Well, what I'm saying is this: if your party, if your message, if your candidate is so unstrong or not strong enough to live off the margins, you should be able to blow these guys away. But when you are living off a 0.5 percentage point,
I'm going to tie you to a chair tomorrow.
If you're living
and we're going to talk, and I'm going to blindfold you and,
if you are
put a
living
gag
off
on
of
you.
a 0.5,
you're watching 2,000 Mules in every second of it.
Well, you know, Jay is saying on the chat line that he thinks the Patriots will stand up. I hope that's true.
We will.
Let's be honest.
How many Patriots put a damn mask on their face and took the jab?
Let's just be honest.
Come on, not all the Patriots are going to stand up.
Let's just be honest about this. Here, it's important to me that we're honest. Republicans.
It's important to me we're not stupid.
Republicans are notorious for getting up on Tuesday with their coffee and going and standing in line at a ballot box. Democrats are notoriously good at early voting, going to ballot harvest, multimedia.
They are good at
TikTok.
They are. You're right.
Instagram.
You're right.
Facebook.
You're right.
And we then discovered, and then we then discovered suppressing stories about Hunter Biden. So these are the things. This was the perfect storm for Democrats.
Because we have more guns than they do, and you know what? That's what it's going to come down to. They might be better at cheating, and they might be better at rallying their people together. But we have more guns. And I'm telling you, Eric, whether you like it or not, you can be naive.
I'm not naive. I'm fair. I'm not naive. I'm fair. I'm not naive.
And I mean that very respectfully.
If my
will be a civil war.
If my football team sucked balls and was 2-14, I would tell you, get rid of the damn quarterback. Go look at a new offensive line. They suck. I'm not wearing your damn jersey until you actually get to the playoffs.
If the other team won every time, you'd stop going to the game.
I would be honest enough to be able to say, this is our fault. We need to do better to beat that team over there.
Eric, so you don't think Douglas McGregor, former U.S. Army colonel, is speaking any truth?
I think
when he
his
talks
truth.
And thinks that there is a serious situation where we're not even going to get to the 2024 election because of all the crime, the banks going downhill, Ukraine getting run over by Russia, all of our money going to Ukraine, and you're going to have a situation where they keep the sitting president in office somehow, some way, or somebody.
I'm saying this. If you look at, I'm saying this
until the last thing that's going up. I can see them doing that now.
Here's what I'm saying.
There will be a civil war. Why doesn't anyone want to talk about the fact that there will be a civil war? Every time I say that, people think, "Oh my God,
there's not.
I can't believe you said that."
There's no appetite for a civil war.
You don't think, Eric?
There is no
I'm not saying between
appetite.
2024
So
and now.
all the soccer moms from Chesterfield are going to go get their bayonets out. Come on, man.
Kicked because the soccer moms have been so brainwashed. That's the problem.
No.
Is the soccer moms are part of the problem. They're not patriotic anymore. They sit in front of Netflix, eat their Starbucks, and go, woo, America's great with their fireworks, but then don't do a damn thing. We'll put their kids back in
were bad, Lizzie. I told you fireworks are the root of all evil.
That's right. Well, they come from China.
No.
But why?
Because they come from China.
I basically unplugged myself from social media and every news source since Wednesday of last week.
That was
all
smart.
the way through 4th of July. Not even on purpose. I just didn't have any appetite to watch it.
Aaron says you're great. You just continue to look through your 80s colored.
No, that's not true. And you know what? And you know what? That is kind of fair because there was a report that came out that said our best days are behind us.
Of course they are.
You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
They were killer back in the day.
The 80s were the best. The best.
70s didn't suck.
The 70s didn't suck.
You had the 60s that were launching guys to the moon. You had the
Allegedly.
You had World War II where we were developing the industrial base for this country and going out and liberating, Germany, or Europe and Japan, or the United States with the World War II. So yes, our best days right now we're behind us.
Okay, well, you came to that conclusion. I want to go back and talk about the Civil War for a second.
They're different thing altogether.
No. Think about this.
You want a war, don't you?
No,
look at me.
I don't.
Look at me.
No, I
Look at me.
absolutely do not.
Look at my eyes.
She wants aliens
look at
more
my
than a
eyes.
war.
No,
but
it's the last thing I want. It is the
Look at my eyes.
absolute last thing I want. The last thing I want is more Americans to die to fighting for our freedom. It is the absolute last thing I want. But I will tell you one thing, when they cheat again in 2024, and they will, if we manage to get to the election in 2024, they will cheat again. They will never allow someone like Trump with the foot in the door ever again.
True.
Never again.
True.
And I'll tell you what, when they do that, there are patriots in this country. I realize the majority of conservatives are very complacent.
Oh,
there
pussies.
are people waiting and waiting.
I'm sorry.
To
They're
take that
all talk
stance.
and they're all flash and they're cool. I'm a conservative. I'm a libertarian. I'm definitely not a liberal. I don't believe in CRT. I don't believe in high taxes. I don't believe that we should have an open border. But I'm telling you what, conservatives think that everything's going to work out okay. We're going to get in
I sat with those people at the Trump rallies
not.
doing exactly what you're saying. Oh, Trump's this is so great. We're going to go kick everybody's ass. And they sat on their freaking couch and put their kids in a mask.
Eric,
pissed me off.
Kathy, one of our viewers and listeners, chimed in on Facebook stating that Scott Ritter, who is former Marine, high intelligence level, is saying the exact same things that former Colonel Douglas McGregor is saying. Exactly, to the T, exactly. All of these things are coming to a head now here in the next year.
And like Kathy said, and Scott Ritter said that, and he's amazing as well. He said that a civil war would be disastrous for our side. Of course it would, because the Democrat regime, Biden has threatened Americans how many times now? 3 that I've counted, that he has Hellfire missiles waiting for us. Illegals can take over our country.
I don't even know if he knew what he was saying when he said it, because we know Biden's so lost.
He did. The first time he said it was years ago. He knows exactly what he's talking about. If we try to rise up against the Democrat regime, trust me, they will come at us with everything they have. They won't do it to the illegals. They won't do it to those folks
Yeah. They won't
Those
do
other
it to the
folks.
illegals. That's right. They're not doing it to the illegals. They're letting them in here in droves to get everything that we have to pay for. They want them in here.
Why don't
Look
we
at
do
the
this?
no-go zones in this country.
hold
Do you
on,
know if we
hold on.
formed a patriot conservative no-go zone, they would blast us out of that place?
No, so here's the problem. You are a great talker. You're
when I can talk,
you are
without
fantastic.
choking to death.
And when I'm like literally at my house, when I'm at my
the
house,
dog, I need food.
when I'm in my house listening to Tabitha, I'm like, oh my
Why
God.
are you at your house listening to me?
Well, because if I'm not here.
Are those late nights when you're home alone?
If I'm listening to Tabitha over the phone, if I'm listening to
I'm just
Tabitha,
kidding.
I'm like, she kills. She really is. She's like Dana Lash kind of good.
Yeah.
But then you back up for a second and you go, Civil War, the earth is collapsing. 2,000 mules. Oh my God, there's no reason to live. There's no reason to live
That's
anymore.
not true because we will
That's
persevere
why she
in the
bought
end.
a compound in
It is
Vandalia
exactly
away
why.
from everybody else.
She did.
If we were to
She
take,
has water for a year ready to go in
I
MRE.
have well water outside.
If this was 2002, we would be scared blankless of an inconvenient truth.
It's not about
we would
being
be all
scared,
we would be
Eric.
all living under our beds because the sun was going to rain down radioactive
No, it's
terror on us because Al Gore said that the earth is coming to an end.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Eric, that is
it's
never my
the
point.
same thing to me. It has been the same since I started listening to conservative talk radio. The sky's falling. The sky's falling.
It's
the
not
sky's
about
falling.
the sky
The sky never
falling.
fell.
It's not about
It's-
the
I'm
sky
waiting for
falling.
It did fall. The sky, it fell during the 2020 election. That's when I knew it fell. I agree with you, Eric. People talked and talked and talked and talked, and it drove me crazy. People would say all kinds of stuff in conservative radio that never happened, and they scared you to death. But my eyes opened wide open when my little girls had to go to school with a mask. They were trying to jab, and then they stole the election.
Right.
and
then everything since is telling us everything they've been doing behind the scenes.
Well, how far, Eric? Let me ask you, for you personally.
Okay.
For you personally.
Yeah.
When is the point that you reach where you've had enough and you're actually willing to do something to stand up for your
Well,
country?
can I?
And this is
I'm gonna
nothing.
need a second to
this is
only answer
nothing
that.
against you personally, but I think a lot of Americans feel like you do, and that's why I'm asking you.
Okay.
Because I think the rest of us have a shorter trigger
All
period.
right, bank's going to have to close for
Well, yeah,
Eric
are you
going to
have to sit in your
Banks
home
will
in
scare
the
people
dark
to death
with no food, with no money?
And
you're gonna
after
have to
he
be-
answers, then we're getting to Josh at Greenlight.
Yeah,
we're all
are you
going to
gonna
take a
be-
Hold on.
sativa gummy.
Are
and
you going to be
relax.
shooting squirrels in your backyard
Hold on.
for food before you finally take a stand?
Hold on. So let me answer the question. Every single topic we talk about here is personal. The border. What would I do about the border? Well, the border doesn't really affect me in St. Charles, Missouri, but I will say this.
Well, yes, it does actually. But go ahead.
Oh,
Don't
Fallon
interrupt
is
them. Let him finish.
inundated. But okay.
Let
Where
him finish.
it doesn't really affect me right now. How about that? Maybe one day it will, but in Manhattan it affects them. So this is a problem for those people. This is a problem for Houston. This is a problem for Austin. This is a problem for the border states. So that one, number one, doesn't affect me. Number two, critical race theory. I don't have a kid that's in school right now, but I sure as hell feel sorry for those moms that are going through this right now. So this, again, is not my problem. I do believe if you start this critical race theory and you don't make kids learn, math, English, yada, yada, they're not getting into a better life. That's for sure. If we focus on that. So number two, that doesn't really affect me much. Mortgage rates, that affects me. Joe Biden screwed this whole damn thing up by flooding the market with free money. Period. That's how it works.
Okay, but what is
That's how it works.
When do you reach your boiling point? That's what I'm trying to get to.
My boiling point.
When is it when you say, okay, Tabitha was right, we need a civil
because
war?
I do
What
see
is it going to
because
take?
I see some positives. I see the school board up in.
So you're never
I
going.
see
You're
this-
never. We're going to
I
be the
see
ones
hold
protecting
on.
you.
The battles. The battles
don't.
are being waged.
'Cause we'll all die.
The battles are being waged. Listen to me. Look at my face. They're being waged in Virginia. The school board is getting its ass kicked
We
by the
won't
soccer
survive
moms.
long
Hold
enough for
on.
those little battles to
Hold
save
on.
us.
Cory Bush's whole defund the cops thing is not going over very well in St. Louis City right now. So that one is getting waged in St.
It'll never
Louis.
change.
Hold on.
Let him finish. That's 3
Hold on. You
times.
can't say that. You got to acknowledge
Somebody has to
truth,
correct
the
him.
truth. Cory Bush was going to come into St. Louis proper and get rid of all the cops. It didn't happen because crime is in an insurmountable rate right now. All the things that the liberals were going to throw on your face are crumbling. Everything is crumbling. So my there's not going to be a need to go get ARs or pistols.
I was going to give you my secret code to my house, but I guess I'm not.
I'll take your secret code.
Or howitzers. But the energy grid might be a little suspect right now. I would say that. I will say Bank of America probably is stronger than you think it is. I would say cryptocurrency probably isn't the best place to put your money right now if you want to make cash. So I'm kind of, I don't think that any soccer mom from Ladue is going to shoot for any soccer mom in Fenton, Missouri.
So you never answered my question. We'll do it another day.
We got to get to Josh. We got Josh on.
Josh, I got to go. I'm sorry. I have to take off because I have other things that I need to do.
Eric,
he's had enough. He's getting the hell out of here.
He's going to go prepare for his battle.
No, I have to go. I have to go and do drone photography over at Bellefontaine Cemetery because 400-year-old trees fell on 200-year-old tombstones.
That's so sad.
That is sad.
Isn't that suck?
Yeah, that does.
They'll fix it. They'll fix it. It'll be all right.
We hope they fix it.
Josh,
Eric, we'll see you tomorrow.
I want to see those
Josh,
drone pictures.
I will.
Okay?
I will. Bring the high heat, Josh.
High heat.
Yeah,
Josh.
Josh, we need to go take our sativa gummies to just deep breath and take a relax pill. Hey, Josh.
Hey,
where is the Civil War pod? We need some Civil War pod.
I had a dream that I ate a gummy last night, believe it or not.
And what happened?
I passed out on the laundry room floor. It was the strangest dream I've ever had.
It is Weed Wednesday. We're catching up with Greenlight Dispensary, the largest with the best product selection in the state of Missouri and other states. Greenlight Dispensary. We're talking with Josh King. You run the Rock Hill store. My friend, happy 4th of July, the day after. Hopefully you're doing great. Right out of the gate today, we have to ask you a question really quick. Lizzie wanted to ask you a question before we got into other things. So, Lizzie, the stage is yours.
It's so important, Josh. So, hear me out, okay?
Okay.
So, first time ever, I've had lots and lots of dogs, and I have a badass German Shepherd. She doesn't like fireworks all of a sudden. So she was getting her hair done, and they gave me some hemp things, and it totally knocked her out. It was great. What do you guys have? Because I would rather buy it from you. So what can I give to my big badass German Shepherd that's afraid of fireworks, that would calm her down and make her go to sleep or not be scared or what have you? What do you got?
Yes, absolutely. So what I would recommend, so for pets, THC can be a little bit dangerous, and
that's what I
doses,
thought.
especially in lighter doses, it can harm the pet.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend just a full CBD product. There are a couple brands that offer just a pet line. I think B-Leaf is one of those brands that offers just a pet line of CBD products. Most people will use a tincture because the tinctures are flavorless and you can kind of add it to anything. So they'll either put it, feed them some meat and put a little bit on the meat or cheese or whatever the case is, or you can put it directly on their food, whatever is easier. And then there's also all kinds of treats. I mean, the options are kind of endless on that side of things. You just want to make sure you stick with a full CBD line product. And they have been known to really, really help with things like that, especially on 4th of July where you got all the fireworks, all the madness, all the noises. They are a great help.
Does Greenlight carry that?
I think Chippewa might have some down there. I know we used to have some at Berkeley. It's not something I currently have in stock here, but now that you brought it up, I'll be looking to grab some.
Lots of people are interested
What
in that.
do other people come in and ask for, situations? Our situation we brought up was 4th of July fireworks. What are other instances that people may use something of your product to help pets with?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as pets are concerned, we don't get a ton of people asking questions concerned with pets. We do keep non-medicated treats here for the pets, but outside of that, we need to get some CBD pet lines in, no doubt.
Yeah, that's interesting when it comes out. Talking with Josh King over at the Rock Hill store. Hey, what's the latest with the store? Let us know what's shaking with you guys when you have an opportunity to start talking to people. We love the opportunity that we talk with a different general manager from Greenlight every different Wednesday for Weed Wednesday. And now it's your time, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. No, things are absolutely fantastic over here. Couldn't be any better. Over the last couple of weeks, business has definitely been drumming up, no doubt. Still having immense support from the community and still having some people walk in occasionally didn't even realize you guys are here. Welcome to the neighborhood. So still capturing new patients and getting a ton of return patients now as well. Had a few hiccups over the weekend with that big storm that came through, knocked 2 of the stores down for a day or two as we didn't have them on backup generators. So that kind of drove some business over this way. seeing as I was able to sustain over the weekend. So capturing some of those folks as well. And it's just an absolutely beautiful store. I mean, once you come in, you're kind of just fully enveloped in what we do here at Greenlight and the products we have to offer, and all of those fantastic people that I have behind the counter here to answer all those questions for you. Things are great.
I'm curious, do you feel as if you guys have gotten to the point yet where there isn't this stigma about marijuana, where, let's say, some people try to cancel Greenlight or cancel you just because you're selling marijuana? Maybe they don't understand what you guys do and how it can help?
Yeah, we fight that less and less as days continue to go on. Over here, I've been blessed as far as patients have been concerned. I've had nothing but immense support from everybody that's came through the doors, even our neighbors here, which we have a bank right next door to us. And those two worlds collide pretty heavily. They're very different. And even our folks next door have been fantastic to us. While not being related, they've shown us immense support, and the community has also been nothing less than impeccable to us. They're fantastic. Haven't really fought it over here a whole lot.
Are people seasonal buyers? You know, as an example, do people come in and want certain products in the summer versus products they want in the winter? Do they come in, let's say, for certain things for holidays? A lot of people have holiday anxiety. Does any of that make a difference, or is everything fairly consistent?
For the most part, things are pretty consistent, but you do have things like the Wink seltzers, like the Keef drinks. A lot of those are going to be summertime oriented. I would like to see some beverages that are more oriented towards like winter time, maybe like something, eggnog or something like that. Something with cinnamon in it. Anything.
Coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Coffee would be a great idea. So
Yeah.
there was Vivid last year for a short period of time. They partnered up with, I want to say it was Blueprint Coffee Company, but I could be wrong there. I'm not 100% sure. They did little 4-packs of pods. So you could come in and buy a bag, and there'd be 4 Keurig pods in the bag, and you could just go pop that in, and it's not a nice light blend sativa coffee that you can do in the morning, which is incredible. Yeah, so things like that. And then you see them also partnering up with Red Hot Riplets, which they do the dosed Red Hot Riplets as well, which those are an absolute hit here in St. Louis.
Well, I want to say
love those.
I love Red Hot Riplets. It's one of my favorite things. So I would be probably all for that. I know somebody asked me over the weekend, because they knew you were going to be on today. They asked me what the difference is and why, if they can grow their own plants at home, why would it be better for them to come in and buy a product that's already been made? And I would assume it's because you're already tested, it's organic, it's gone through these processes versus what you might have at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there are some folks who absolutely crush it at home with their grows. I have actually an employee of mine here who grows his own cannabis at home and does an incredible job at it. But people always like you said, the security of purchasing something that has been tested, that is grown by folks that are doing this day in and day out and watching these plants and keeping an eye on them and making sure that they're getting defoliated, the nutrients are going to the right places, the plant's being fed correctly. All of those things definitely play a part to it. But being able to keep costs down for yourself by doing at-home cultivation is a great option for sure.
But you guys obviously have more products. You have different kinds of things, and
absolutely. We just have access to a ton more products than you're going to be able to manufacture at home. Generally speaking, your average person, you and I.
How's it going from the flower standpoint? Are you guys keeping that in stock? What's the latest on that? We always get questions about how much flower you have and what stores it is currently at, especially when you have busy times and holiday weekends or holiday weeks as we're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We have actually done an incredible job of retaining flower on the shelf. While we've sold through some of our, highest testing SKUs, we had some alien mints from Vivid that was doing a combined total cannabinoid profile of like 41% last week. And best believe that stuff never lasts long. So we're sold out of that stuff, but I have a full line of Vivid on the shelf right now, which is a rare occasion to see a whole lot of Vivid on the shelf, as they are normally a lot more higher testing, full of terpenes, generally speaking, what people are looking for when they're looking for good smoke. But we've retained a whole lot of flower on the shelf over here. Had a great job doing that. And as you know, with us being a larger entity, it gives us that purchasing power to keep those prices down and to keep that flower on the shelf.
Anything going on at your store before we let you go today that you'd like to let people know about if they're able to get into the Rock Hill store or to any of the other Greenlight Dispensary stores across the state?
Yeah, absolutely. Just wanted to flash these guys out here real quick. This is one of the new things that just came out over the last month by High Five Cannabis Company. They are called Stirrables. So what is inside here is we have 10 packs, 5 milligrams a piece for a total of 50 milligrams in the entire bag. And what this is it's a completely flavorless additive. And you can use this a number of different ways. So whether you want to add it to your favorite beverage, you can add it to the syrup on top of your pancakes. You can add it to your protein shake after a workout for some added benefits for post-workout. It is completely flavorless, so you can add it to virtually anything, whether you want to bake, you want to do it on a drink. They are absolutely incredible, easy to apply, and very affordable as well. And I know we kind of mentioned that nano-emulsification last time I spoke, and big scary word. But these guys, they do the nano-emulsification on this as well. And simply put, all that really does is it makes the oil that they're using much, much smaller. The droplets are very small, which then in part kind of breaks it down, gives you better bioavailability. So the onset's going to be a little bit quicker, going to hit you a little bit faster, and your body is going to be able to accept it a little bit easier as well. Fantastic stuff here. Stirrables from High Five, one of the newest things that we got in here at Greenlight, and I definitely recommend checking them out.
Josh, we appreciate it, buddy. You rock this segment every time that we talk to you. So do the other general managers from Greenlight Dispensary. My friend, I was at the lake this last week. I had a Greenlight hat on, and I was explaining it to somebody, and somebody else goes, "Oh, yeah, I've heard of them." So there you go. Getting the word out, my friend.
Love to hear it. We appreciate you, Vic.
And that's my favorite hat. People can get by those stores. They also have merchandise like Josh is wearing right now. That hat you can also get at the Greenlight stores as well as several other ones. Josh, we appreciate it, man. Appreciate Josh King jumping in.
Thank
from
you very
Greenlight
much.
Dispensary. He's over at the Rock Hill location. Have an awesome day, buddy.
You too. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Lizzie, did you get your answer for your dog?
I did get my answer. So
your
I
Weed
appreciate
Wednesday
that.
for your dog that's coming up?
Yes. I got my answer for sure.
This is cancelthisshow.com. That was our Greenlight segment. Of course, we check in with Greenlight every Wednesday for our Weed Wednesday segment. Next week, we're going to talk about the Underground. We're going to promote what's happening with their special Underground where you can get products for a lot cheaper. It's kind of a farmer's market, if you will, where people have an opportunity to go in and do things. What were you looking at me, Pro Joe? Yeah, I was going to change my background really quick. Tabitha, you can take over.
Lizzie, it's unfortunate that we didn't have Josh on before 4th of July.
Correct.
But now
correct.
you can wait until next year.
Yes, now I know. Because, I mean, it's so weird seeing this big dog that is so strong and then all of a sudden fireworks off and she just cries. So I got a good answer for that. So that's a good thing.
It's so sad because many, and I didn't ask him because I assume the same thing goes for people because, somebody on the comment line mentioned people with PTSD.
Yes.
And other, affective disorders that have a really difficult time dealing with fireworks. And that's why I was wondering, it does cause high anxiety in people.
For some people, for
holidays,
sure.
a lot of different holidays.
One went off yesterday for the first time. It scared the hell out of me.
And it's never scared the hell out of me. But I remember one of our neighbors at one point came out and at first I got agitated. He's like, "Could you please not do these fireworks?" And I'm just like looking at him like, "Who are you to tell me?" But then when he told me his story that he had been in combat and it just frightened him and it frightened his son who had also been in combat. And I'm like, I am so
Another
sorry.
reason for
it didn't
drones.
dawn on me.
Another reason for drones. I'm just teasing.
Another reason for drones.
Tabitha just gave me an evil.
Yeah, they would be noiseless. They would be noiseless, I would imagine.
Well, it is
All right, we
something to think about.
We had a situation that happened over the weekend. Joe's going to put this up for us, this video. And that whole situation, we see over and over videos of people on planes losing their mind, right?
Yes.
Has anybody ever experienced it? Because I haven't. I have not one time seen an issue with somebody on a flight where you see somebody lose it. This one struck me because this woman, listen to what she did. This was on an American Airlines flight. She eventually was arrested. It's not that she caused some scene where she was violent and yelling and screaming, but it's what she said. And Tabitha, maybe just maybe it had something to do with a ghost. Maybe she saw something that
Maybe
that nobody else saw.
Maybe she did.
I see dead people.
Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to. Bye.
And
Bye,
that was
Felicia, is what most people would say to her, I think.
When I saw that the first time, and we all have things that we hear that hit them differently. To me, I'm like, okay, maybe the woman has an issue. But to say, if I'm sitting there going,
But she was talking about an actual person on the plane,
Yes, that
not a
is-
ghost.
Not a ghost. She's talking about a
she
person.
says that person is not real.
She was talking about an actual
And I
person
went,
that was on the plane.
how is that person not real?
Do they think it was a robot?
Well, I think this was more of a mental break or a mental health issue.
Got
now,
it.
that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything. But what she was pointing to, because there's a longer video to this, is an actual person on the airplane.
Yep.
And she said that person's not real. And I think she went on to say there was other people that were not real too, from what I understand. And
I've seen this in Hollywood movies.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this person is like you, Tabitha, where you're calling out things and everybody looks at you like you're cuckoo.
I've
This
never
is-
seen a ghost.
This
or
woman is
anything.
you.
Well, I take that back. Once I
And
saw
you
a
say
ghost.
that nobody believes you, but you're 100%.
that person would never
That
be
is you.
me. That is definitely
she reminds
not me.
me of you. And
How would that
I
remind
don't
you
care
of
if
me?
you guys agree with me or not. You can all fucking die with your civil war. I'm going to the country.
Yeah, but
I'm
wouldn't.
getting my place in Vandalia.
I might say that here on this show, but if I'm on an airplane, even if I saw someone that didn't look like they were a real person, even if I saw a ghost, even if I had some kind of crazy premonition, I would stay in my seat and keep it to myself.
If you guys heard, if you were on that plane and you see somebody saying that, doesn't that freak you out just a little bit?
That wouldn't freak me out at all. I would just think she was crazy.
I would have been kind of freaked out only because of what we were talking to Eric before. I wouldn't have believed that there was bad people sitting on the plane or anything. But now, since so many bad things are going on in this society, I would be like, okay, what does she know maybe that I don't
And she wasn't
know?
kicked off. She was like, I'm getting off.
Right. Maybe
Well-
she knew something about that person.
The
or
flight,
she had mental health issues.
the flight,
that could
the
be.
flight going from Dallas to Orlando did arrive safely. Everything was good. She was arrested for that.
As she should be.
When she got off the plane.
She was being very disruptive. The only thing that if this happened when I was on a plane,
that's what they arrested her
for being disruptive.
Disruptive.
It is disruptive, and it puts people in a panic. People
does put
on
people in a
airplanes
panic.
are
I would have been in a panic.
already on
Yeah.
edge. But the biggest fear I would have if I saw something like this when I was on a
Mhm.
flight is how far is this person going to go?
Right.
Are
Right.
they going to try to open a door? People have
Yeah.
done that. Are they, we know they can't get into the cockpit, but are they going to try to open an emergency
But
door?
Tabitha, I'm surprised. Somebody like you who believes somebody can you can see something go across the sky and all of a sudden you believe it's an alien like that.
Well, that's
you don't
not
even,
true.
You
I've
don't
not
even have
seen
to be convinced.
anything. That's not true.
Could there have been an alien that
No, I don't think so. I have personally, I've only had one,
Okay.
maybe two times where I
That's so
saw.
unlike you though.
But tell you, that's not unlike me. You don't know me that well then. Because you know what? There have been a couple of times I have seen something twice that I can think of where I saw like a ghost type thing.
Mhm.
And I've talked about them both on the show. But never in a million years would I get up and put fear into other people
Yeah,
or
that's not what
cause
I'm
a
talking about.
disruption
Yeah.
on an airplane.
No.
Right.
And I do know the difference, I think, between being, speculating or being, a little cynical or seeing something that maybe isn't right. Look at Joe Biden. I will never believe that's the real Joe Biden.
You believe in aliens though.
And of course I believe in it. I think most people believe in aliens.
What's to say that she didn't know or have some insight that there
well,
were some
and maybe
aliens on the plane?
and maybe she really thought she did, but she should have kept it to herself. And she should have never been disruptive to the entire plane.
And
You have to think about the circumstances.
I'm not
before.
talking about what she should have.
If it had been me, I
I'm
might have
talking about the
left and said something
possibility.
to you guys.
the possibility of her seeing something.
I think this is when we have to look at incidents and say this is a mental health problem versus this is real.
And are we seeing more of that on planes now, or is it just social media is now recording it, or is more people just lost their mind?
She's probably heavily boosted.
I bet you're right. I bet she's filled with the poison juice. I bet she is.
And I think we are. I don't think it's that people are filming more. I think we're just seeing more.
I think so too. That's what I think. People are acting ridiculous lately.
If this wasn't an alien, how do you think the guy felt?
I wish it would have been me. I would have had so much fun with that. If I was on a plane and somebody got all disruptive because they thought I wasn't a real person, I would have loved it.
You would have said to them, I know what you got in your arm.
Oh, I would have
know what you used to wear on your mask. I know all about you, crazy lady.
What if this person really wasn't real? What if he blinked a weird way or something?
That's what I was saying. I'm
not saying it's not possible. I'm only talking about her reaction to it all.
It's so weird.
You sit in your seat and you shut up and you just let things go. Because guess what? No matter how much you hate it and think that person's not real, you can't get off in the plane in midair.
Yeah.
And they're not going to land for you.
No, I guess you're right. That is interesting. But I'm glad that you saw that video too. And you had a chance to take a look at it.
Oh, I saw it a couple of times.
What blows my mind is on our chat line, and of course this is the live portion of the podcast, and everybody in here, not one person has said that they've witnessed somebody losing their mind on a plane. That's what's surprising.
Yeah.
Me. Not one person.
And I fly quite a bit, and I haven't seen anyone. I've seen people act like they're scared or cry, like when there's turbulence. I've seen people cry, and I've even seen somebody say it was a really bad flight. And I heard somebody saying the Hail Mary and praying and thinking they were on a roller coaster, but nothing like that. I've seen nothing like that.
It is interesting. Hey, guys, before we get out of here today, I want to promote tomorrow's show. We may have Metro Shooting Supply owner Steve King on. I'm going to talk to him today after the holiday. We had to wait and see if he was going to be able to have time to do that after the holiday day. But we do have an interview tomorrow. We've had Chanel Rion with OAN on before. But tomorrow we're going to talk with Chris Boyle. He does nights with Chris Boyle on OAN. He's got a new 30-minute show that takes a little peek behind the headline. So he does that every day. It's an interesting show that he does. I like Chris, so he'll give a different perspective tomorrow about the cancel culture wars.
Good.
That are currently going on all over this country. So we will jump in with Chris tomorrow at 8:30 Central Time. Look forward to that. And of course, we will continue to do what we do on the show. It is cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, sharing the shows on all the platforms, and just letting people know what we do. Share the show, get the message out. We'd love to come in here and do what we do every day. So for Pro Joe on the engineering boards, Lizzie Sparks taking care of all of the live chat, Eric Johnson, Tabitha Hassel, I'm Vic Faust. Have an awesome day. That does it for this July 5th podcast of cancelthisshow.com.